I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Hey guys, so there's probably not very many notifications going out because we've already done enough streams, like, when you put it enough, like I was saying, Michele. So welcome with me.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think Adam's going to join us. I'm not sure if Deb is or not, but me and Michele, we're just too hot tonight that we're going to hide behind avatars. I think we are, right, Michele?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is like my second live, and plus I put out a couple of videos or whatever, so that's why the notifications, people will come in as they see it, because YouTube only allows 3, like I said.
Okay. Good old
So,
YouTube rules.
Hey,
Wonderful YouTube rules.
yeah, absolutely. So like right now, like there's only 7 in house right now because of it. So JD, you have our undivided attention.
Hi, JD.
So we'll just wait till some more people come in and see if Adam shows up. Yeah, and then because like I don't typically ask somebody too much stuff ahead of time, because I like to just to be generic and hear it as other people are hearing it, because I know that you have your your Twitter, and I know you have you have a nice following there. I haven't really overly looked at your Twitter, because I don't know. I kind of like to. I don't really like to honestly, as much as I stalk people's Facebooks, I don't really stalk Twitters too much or nothing like that. But I kind of was waiting for this time where you can more tell me about yourself and tell,
Sure.
So I can, yeah.
Well, let me give you on the Facebook that you see now. I had other Facebook. It was my actual Metal Mama Facebook, and it had gotten to be too big where I just couldn't keep up with it by myself. So that's what you're seeing now is the second one, and it's very small and very compact, where I can respond better to people. Like I keep it very limited. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I do too. If anyone looks at my Facebook, this is being generous, but I got about 100 and something friends.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. It just had gotten to be too much, and it was just, but we had discussed this before you started following this, 2 years ago?
2.5 now.
Yeah. So I got involved with this. What brought it to my attention was Detective Ken Means on Unsolved No More.
Right.
About a year and a half ago, he did a series, not a series, but a video on it, and it just drew me in. And I had shared some of my I didn't share my dreams. I told you I had dreams, and we'll do that privately. We'll have to talk on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It got me pretty involved, and I just want to give you a huge shout out because of you. When you were taking time with the pictures and giving step-by-step dissection of, this is the earphones, this is the microphone, this camera's here, and then the wires. When you were doing those step-by-step, and then if you were zooming in one way and I wasn't seeing it, you would zoom it in a different way, and I was able to ascertain that. And your work is amazing. And so now whenever I look at his picture, just from the regular video, I can see it just comes to my eye immediately because of what you showed me. And then the markings on the face and the moles and even the chin, like the little X that you were explaining, it all aligns. And I'm just very impressed with your work, by the way.
Thank you. I know you said that, and I appreciate that, because one of the things, especially like in the cryptic note, I've always kind of been like, meaning I like to show my work and what I'm doing, and in the hopes that people understand what they're seeing.
Right.
And then there's some people that just literally go like, I don't get it. But then there's a lot of people that don't even care to spend time looking at it properly. But for the people that do, they'll get it, even if it takes a little bit longer. But I've always been more like a tutor type of person. Meaning even when I ran the hotel and stuff like that, I have the patience of a God when it comes to teaching people things. I might not have the patience of a God with trolls and stuff like that.
I have no patience for trolls, so if any come in today, I'll try to be nice.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I do have it on subs only. And this chat, if you've noticed, Metal Mama, that it's actually quite good. It used to be a little bit thicker, but it's really quite good.
It is a clean chat. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm truly, even though this might seem odd to some people, but I'm really not into the drama side of things, although I'm not against taking enough shit sometimes that I just have my moments where I'm like, like screw you, like to whatever. But I actually, I literally, and Deb and Adam know this, I actually asked them not to put in videos. I don't really care if somebody makes a video about me, because I think that they're disgusting people anyway. So I just would rather spend my time working on Abby and Libby than going to see who, sometimes the odd time I'll go say, oh, did usually, to be honest with you, only because they're like 16-second clips. Sometimes I'll just go, oh, hey, did wife Lilith? But it's more of a running joke. If she put one up or not, but they really don't impact me. It just, because it's just a reflection of, when people do stuff like that try to hurt others. So I just don't really have the time of it. But, I sometimes will call people out here and there, but I just really can't be asked for it because it doesn't bug me. It doesn't bug me in the way that they probably think it does.
Right.
And
it's about Abby and Libby. To me, it's about justice for Abby and Libby. It shouldn't be about any of the nitpicking stuff, and
it's too bad we have to
for those girls so bad.
Yeah. It's too bad we have to keep going under attack. And it's not just us, it's other people as well. But it's just sad that we have to like always, be underneath attack for being.
Well, when you're under attack like that, you're doing something right.
It says a lot, to be honest with you. I know the people that put us under attack will be like, obviously think the opposite of what we're saying right now. But it's like, what makes me laugh, like I said, the hardest is when they come in and they're watching the lives and then they do videos about you because they're literally sitting there watching your lives, and then they act like they're not, or act like that they don't know who you are, and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, come on, can't get over yourselves. We know you come in here. Like, do you know what I mean? People make different accounts because I block them. I have at least 700 people, 700 to 1,000 people on my block list because I don't really care. If you're a troll, if you are nasty, I just block you. As simple as that. I just go right for the block.
That's what I started doing too a while back. It's just enough. There's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? Enough's enough.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor. I know this chat because, like I said, I know we're not getting too many notifications, hence why there's only 24 people in here right now. Because again, you guys that are watching, YouTube only allows you, they'll only send out notifications for like 3 streams in a day, or no, 3 videos / streams in a day. And we've used those up already. So there's people trickle in, whatever, right? But do you want to do a couple shout outs for a few people that are in chat right now?
Sure. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay. So hi, Sharon. How are you? We have Lisa, and we have True Crime Housewife, and Miss Freckled Joy, JG, and you and me. There's still a tiny little pod here.
Don't forget Carrie Ann.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, there she is. Okay, I see you. Sorry, Carrie Ann. I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah. So you said you were in media. social
Okay,
media.
well, let me explain. So I do more like a media personality, but in the rock and roll and heavy metal industry over the years, I've done some promoting for some bands and did some work behind the scenes. And I also do forensic document inspections. And we go
Oh,
up against Wall Street banks, believe it or not, with the fraud and stuff on the federal dockets. And then I get a hold of like what's filed, and then I do research and I dissect the documents. Like you do your pictures, that's how
right.
I forensically go after court documents. And you would not, for example,
Mm,
I had a case with Citibank, and I can say this because this is public record.
right.
They had filed a case, and uh, one of the notaries for a witness for the company, the bank, was Willy Wonka,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and the other one was a Snow White, and things like that. And
Right.
I found notes, your promissory notes that were copy and pasted and glued together. It's just doing different forensics on that. And then you have to do like research on the backgrounds of anybody that's saying that they are a notary or they're representing the bank. I found one that was an ambulance driver who had nothing to do with the bank. They were just using the name. It's just a lot of fraud going on. A lot of
Oh,
people aren't
absolutely.
aware of it.
Yeah.
And our legislators here in the states are well aware of it, and they allow it. So but that's what I do. So I kind of do a little bit of a mix. I've kind of leaning more on the legal side now versus the
Right.
heavy metal stuff, because that was getting a little overwhelming.
Right.
People will come into your life and they will try to get what they need from you, or get with a band, or get credentials and move on type of thing. And I just kind of had to put a little bit of walls up there. Hi,
Did you,
Frank.
hey, Frank, did you find that it was a bit of a using people industry? Huh.
Yes, a lot of users, unfortunately. It's without mentioning names, yeah. And then there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people are unaware. And a lot of you've got some really true band members, rock stars that are genuine and real, but you also have a lot of fake going on. And
Right.
the persona a lot that you see, this
Right.
is my wife, this is my family, we have such a perfect life, and it's the complete opposite. What
Right.
they portray, and I like to be real. And my issue was a lot of it is fake, and I just have issue with that. I'm more, please
Yeah.
be real, be yourself, your fans will respect you more. And
Yes.
a lot of behind the scenes were really eye-opening for me.
Yeah, I
uh,
bet. I bet.
yeah, yeah. And then I've dealt with the media before. They start rumors, and someone tried to write up a story, this was years ago, about me and some young guy that were supposedly having a relationship, which made me laugh, because obviously it's not true, but it's just stupid stuff like that. It's just the media,
Yeah,
they're trolls. I don't know how else to say it. They're trolls when they want to be.
absolutely. And that's what I can't stand. I can't stand fake. I just can't stand it. I can smell it a mile
Yeah.
away. I hate it when people are presenting to be like, okay, if you know that the intention is to be that way because you have to act a certain way, but like, let's just take even TV shows, for instance, like that are called, for reality shows, and when you know that they're planted on how that, like, they want you to act up here or do this here
Right.
to cause ratings to go up, because because even though you think it's reality, but it's not really reality, because it's still kind of scripted, kind of like
Yeah.
Little People Big World.
Well,
Why
and when you work behind the scenes with the bands, I will tell you there's a lot of gag orders going on. You have to sign a confidentiality agreement. There's certain
Yeah,
things that I still cannot disclose, and there's
right.
you can say you have it, but you can't say what it entails. But there's just
Mhm.
a lot of shenanigans going on, and then you have there's a few real ones out there, but I do have one that I'm affiliated with that's will be releasing a new album in 2023, and when that comes out, I'll do the promoting with them. I stuck with them, but uh,
Okay.
I'm like you. I just dealing with the fake was an issue for me, and
Yeah.
the using was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's just not my way. I literally can't stand it. I can't stand being in the presence of
Right.
People that are fake in front of me. I'll usually call you out right then and there if I feel like
Absolutely.
you're just being a fraud. I can't do it. You know, my older sister, I call her like, well, she pretty much she's like that one that um she's pretty to people, but she's not pretty to me because she's ugly to the bone underneath the skin.
She's
And
fake.
so she's fake. She's a narcissistic fake bitch, really, just to be, and she's a deceiver. She's a manipulator.
Absolutely.
She's
That's
all
what
those.
I've had my rounds with narcissists too, and they're nasty people to deal with.
Yeah, and I just don't have the time of day. So, and you know this, Michelle, as we get older, we don't give a shit. We give less shit because we're
Absolutely.
so
Yep.
tired of, we've already been there, done that, seen it. People try to pull wools over your eyes and stuff like that. And that's why when I listen to, say, Keegan, Klein, or Garrett Kurtz, or just the bullshit of it, it's kind of like you just weed through and figure out what's the truth and what's the lies. Because you know that they're just full of shit. And that's why I was so adamant about the whole story of Keegan Klein and Tony Klein and Chunk, and Twinkie Boy sitting in the Jeep while his dad went down,
Right.
lured the girls, killed the girls, and oh, let me just go up and ask my son for help. Come on, son, come and help me cover it up. It was just the most absurd thing to even listen to. It was so absurd and so stupid in my eyes. It made me livid that people were actually
If you think
following.
about it, it makes no sense. If you really sit there and truly think about it as a whole, that story, it makes no sense at all.
Well, I was gonna say it takes somebody a minute for it to make no sense, just because it's a very simple line, in a sense. Like, it's really just simple. Like, me, my dad, girls killed. Yeah, we did it. End of story,
Yeah.
basically.
I got out of the car. I was waiting for him, and then I went down and helped him, and then we left. Yeah, right. Okay.
It's not. I'm sure he rolled out of the car is more what happened there, because he was probably sitting. Like, seriously, he rolled down Ron Logan's Hill.
We needed an anchor to lift him up.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
It's,
Caroline, and we have Remy's
yeah.
stuff, Callie,
Yep. Callie's in the house.
and sweet Caroline, which I can't sing. I'm sorry, sweetie, I can't sing you. I will blow your ears out. It's bad.
Oh,
I crack
that's
glass.
okay. I'll sing
I
it.
might help
Sweet
in the metal
Caroline.
industry at times, but I can't sing.
Yeah, I was
On
gonna say.
rainy days.
It's okay. What you won't do, Deb will do. Deb does Dallas and Delphi, by the way.
Deb does Delphi. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, and Dallas. Don't forget Dallas. Do you remember that that old corn movie from back in the day called Deb Does Dallas?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I know. So that's all I picture whenever I go say it. I always want to say Deb Does Dallas, even though Tom Webster gave her the nick of Deb Does Delphi, which is good, which is a really cute name, to be honest with
That
you.
is cute. That is cute. Is Adam going to be coming in?
Well, Princess is probably prepping himself. Let me
Pardon
just-
moi.
You guys should do it. Wait, oh, that was my husband sneezing. 1 second. Let me just check where he is.
Is your husband around?
He's in the other room. He's on a live gaming.
I like what he did to you the other night on the live. That was hysterical.
Oh, when he called me out on farting and shitting at the same time, that one?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Oh,
That was
okay.
hilarious. No, that was awesome. I laughed and laughed and laughed.
I was laughing because Deb was laughing so hard. She's just like, "Thank you, Steve, for making my night." And the thing was, is that I couldn't deny it, And I was like, "Well, there's a truth bomb right there." It's happened when I've been sick. I could tell you a story about that, but I won't.
Oh, come on. Now you got my ears itching. Start talking, girl.
I'll save that one for another time.
So we'll have to get together sometime, seriously, because
Yeah.
with your picture graphics and how you dissect pictures, and with my forensics on documents, I think we could do some really good work together.
Well, I was getting right, and that's what I was kind of, once you said that, but because you're using words that ring to my ears, like like you're saying things that I wish people would say. Like when you say like, like, thank you for taking your time, sharing with me. Once you showed me, then I could dissect and get out of it what you're showing me. And so for me, that's exactly was the point. The point was people said, I want to know who the BG is. I'm like, well, you come to the right person now, didn't you? Little did I know I was going to be underneath fire and people were just going to be like, your pictures, you can't see shit, but and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't really give a shit if people understand them or not. I mean, I'm hoping that they do, because I just know that as long as the FBI and Ellie or whoever understand what they're being shown, they're the people that are going to be making their arrest. It's not the viewers. Do you know? It's like, I'm pretty sure that Remy stuff's not going to be like, hey, Keegan Duncan, you're underneath arrest because Sonny said so. Do you know? It's not going to happen.
Right.
So,
and, yeah, I don't know why people, and this is just it's also in the metal in the rock and roll industry too. Instead of just, my whole thing is, can't you just act like an adult and be mature? And if you disagree or you don't see it, then just move on. You don't have to make a nasty comment. You don't have to. I don't get that whole thing. If I disagree with somebody, I don't attack them.
Well, that's the point. And I was getting attacked left, right, and center. There was, when I started, it was like rude YouTubers. I was just like, whoa, so much for being a true crime caring community. And it was just underneath attack. I didn't realize what I was in for because I was new to true crime and I didn't even intend on being here. So it's been a learning experience. Now it's just more like, whatever, think what you want. Doesn't matter to me. Like it's your path. I'm not here to convince you. I will show you. So it's more now become like, hey, look, I'm going to show you stuff. If you care to listen, fine. If not, fine. Is it frustrating that that people want to know who the BG is, but by the same token, most people don't even put in the effort to really understand it? So when you say things to me like, like once you showed it to me, because that's the whole point, is that I work hard on those pictures and it's not even for myself. I actually do it for the viewers. Meaning the ones that I send into LE are smaller in version. Well, like the meaning that the bigger you make it, the more pixelated a picture is. So obviously when I'm on my desktop here, it looks a lot bigger because it always looks better when it's in smaller version, because then you can pick it out more. But so it's kind of when I put all the extra effort into doing it, it's not for me. It's actually for the viewers so that they understand, look, you see why I'm saying this is the BG. Now, if there's not just one person here, there's more than one person involved in the murders of Delphi. But if you understand the BG, that gives you a chance to expand around the BG, and then you can understand what the storyline is. And I just didn't think it was going to be such a complicated mess in the Delphi, but Delphi is like a crazy, crazy mess. And I get it because of the misdirection and the double talking of the LE in itself. They're not being very forthright with information that they probably could do better at. And they've been sloppy. They've said things and not said things. Like Carter will say something one time and then he'll say it's close to my vest the next time. And you're like, dude, you literally said it in another interview. Are you forgetting what you say? Because I don't, I mean, I can always, it always doesn't go to your ear when you hear something and then something said differently.
Absolutely. Yes. You know what? Before you continue, Sweet Caroline had put something up. She didn't get a notification. Maybe you could explain to everybody why they didn't get their notification.
Well, I know True Crime Wife here did. Callie, she said YouTube only allows notifications.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why. So the only time that people are going to see it is if they see it on YouTube and then they see, oh, that we're live. But you know what you guys can do to help, to be honest with you? Could you guys share it to your Twitter and your Facebooks? Because that would bring actually more people in. Yeah. So if you guys could do that, that would be great for you guys that are in chat. That would help out a lot. And what's Princess doing? I didn't even know about it until a few ago. Yeah. Well, it was just a last minute thing. it was actually a last minute thing. Michelle's like, hey, if you're going to do another live, and I just happened to be thinking that same thought as she said it. And I was like, YOLO, you know me, Deb. But let me just see where's Princess Adam there?
Princess.
Let's see. Let me just see where he is again. There we go. My husband, he hates my keyboard because it's that pecking one where you hear it, right? It's like you hear every key. It's
I can hear you type. You type fast too. I love it.
No, that's actually very slow. I'm a two finger.
It doesn't sound it to me. It sounds like you're going like 75 words per minute.
Hey, Cordy's in the house.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Cordy.
So, Sonny, I will say in the legal aspect of things, just working in the federal courts, working with attorneys and things, there is so much corruption in the judges as well in the federal aspect of things. And you want to talk about corrupt lawyers? I deal with them daily, and it's sucks because they take this oath, and you want to believe that they're doing the right thing, but they're not. They'll lie. They commit perjury. They do not care, and they're not held accountable. And it infuriates me when when you're in court and you're doing this every day and you see it. And if you or I would do it, we would be, in jail.
Exactly.
We would do half the shit that they did. We would be in jail.
Wait. We have to take a time out for a sec, Mama. Okay. Because look at Cordy. He got his keyboard for his avatar.
Cool. I dig it. I do.
I just, every time I see that, I just always remember. And how many guys in here? Like, how many of you guys in here? Oh, what the heck? I didn't even see that one. What the heck, Cordy? What the heck? How come I don't? There's like a $50 one up there. Oh, it just came in now. Aw,
thank you.
Dude. I always say thanks, dude. I don't know if Cordy's female or male, but I just assume.
How about dude or dudette? Dude or dudette?
I'll say dude because it can be short for dude for female or male. But I still think that Cordy's a male, but I could be totally wrong, Cordy, but I think you are. But how many of you guys, like I did back in the day, the simplest password was Cordy 123. Cordy 123.
Oh, Dad. Our chance, Sonny, we got to get that heavy metal guitar riff going for that. So I can at least swing my hair around when that goes.
I was gonna say, I mean, I can always change it up in that. I'm not gonna do it now. Cordy, thank you so much. But you know what you should do, Cordy? Instead of say like doing that, well, that's really nice actually. But you could, because you know how YouTube takes 30%, right? You could probably go buy yourself a nice freaking mug or something on the merch site and then get something out of that, to be honest with you. Since YouTube takes 30% anyway. So
they take 30%. Jeez.
Yeah, well, they do, right? Because it's a business partnership, but meaning,
but I could see maybe 20%, 10%. You know what I mean? Because they've got so many channels.
Oh no, they make shitloads. Like they totally make shitloads. So I'm gonna put the bio out again, guys, because that's the new thing that has all my links to it: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the merch site, the PayPal, whatever. And again, if anyone, I just wanted to say this again, if you guys don't mind. Let me just see if I can find it, or did I? Okay, I'm gonna drop Blaine's wall for the memorial, because this is going right to the memorial. Right. And I did actually, just so you guys know, I did open back up the merch for Blaine. I don't really care if people want to be greedy about money, and it pissed me off because vultures come out when stuff happens, and I was really offended by a comment because we don't have to do nothing for nobody if we don't want to. We choose to. Right. We choose to. So I did what I do for Abby and Libby, is that I told Deb and Adam, like, hey, let's create a Abby and Libby line, because there's so many people that love those girls, and we'll donate 50% of the proceeds to that. Now, let's say something cost the drop ship because it's third party drop ship. So I create the designs, and then Deb and Adam, like Adam hasn't created shit yet. He knows it. I know it. Deb's created.
Adam, shame on you. Metal Mama says shame on you.
I know, right? And Deb's created a really nice notepad.
I saw that. That was cool, Deb. That was awesome.
Yeah. And so Deb is the mom I give you because of Deb.
Deb, you're the mom, girl.
There we go. And so, yeah, it's, so let's say something costs $22 and we put $29.95, like the tumbler, for instance. Mm-hmm. Well, that's like $8 profit. Okay. So 50% of that will go towards the park. And so I just thought it was pretty darn greedy that a comment was made by I'm not going to say who it is, but it was offensive enough that I took it down because of where it came from. And I thought to myself, look, we've already been attacked by the said person already for no reason whatsoever because of a certain person named Michael Phillips. And he's like a human piece of walking trash. And honestly, dude, if you just want to go take your wheelchair and wheel it out into the road, that wouldn't offend me whatsoever. But anyways, he's just a manipulative hunk of crap. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, well, you know what? He sucks is what it is. He sucks. But the thing is that Blaine meant, well, I shouldn't say meant because he means a lot to us. So I was like, okay, I'm going to create this memorial line and I'm going to do the same thing for like we did for Abby and Libby, 50%. And we'll go towards the kids. Now, this was my own thing that I was going to create and for the kids for Christmas, that 50% of that was going to be for the kids. And, you know, then the side other thing was for the memorial thing. So said person that I'm not saying, not Michael for this one, even though I know he's sitting in here right now watching. Well, he might not because there's only 48, but when he does see it, just know you are named as usual. But anyway, so said person said, well, that needs to be 100%. And I'm like, oh, really? How about now you get 0? How about now you get 0? And I'm closing it down. And if people want to be greedy like that, then I don't give a shit. I'm closing it down because that's just ignorant. Do you know? Because we don't have to do anything. So
I have a question for you real quick, because if I don't say it now, I'm going to forget. When it comes to the memorial of Blaine, and you're doing a fund for the children since, and you're going to be sending it to his brother, correctly, for Christmas. What are the ages of the kids? And can you possibly find out perhaps some of the items, things that they like, just so if people want to make donations, they kind of know what kind of amount maybe to send based on what the wish list is? Does that make sense?
Well, I was going to say, I wasn't even thinking about, I didn't want to get too technical with it about making a wish list. It was simply about the fact of just keeping it simple, keeping it that once we deem an end timeline for the Christmas, because obviously Christmas is still a little ways away, then we would hand it over to Andrew, who would be like the mediator in a sense. I'll say mediator, but it's the guy that was on
there, right? Out in Indiana?
Correct. Yeah. He lives over in the Kokomo area. So he's the one that was on the video, the parody video in the live. So so it just became about, look, we're still going to do this for the kids. I don't give a flipping crap what anyone says. This is my right. This is our right to do so. And so give it to Andrew and Phoenix, and then they can buy the kids gifts, gift cards, gifts, whatever they want to do with whatever money comes to them. That's cool. They can, because I didn't want to make it over technical. I've got enough stuff, but I just, if people did, because
I mean, how old his kids are?
They're teenagers in a sense. Let me see here. I think, let me just go check what Andrew.
Where is Princess Adam at? Adam, we want to start the show. Where the hell are you?
We'll be on in a minute. I know, right? Let me just go see what Andrew said. I take so much offense when people try to ever say about greed. I have a right to, we have a right to be on YouTube And I have a right that if I want to, I'm passionate about something and I want to turn it into a career, and I want to work towards advertisement revenue, so the people that donate, they donate because it's because of their caring hearts. Nobody's asking them to. It's because they're caring hearts. There's some people that can afford to and other people that can't. It doesn't matter, right? Like we say, like and subscribe. But at the end of the day, the goal will be that there's people that are members, that obviously adds revenue. And we don't force people to become members. We don't force people to do anything. At the end of the day, YouTube pays for ad revenue. The bigger your channel becomes, the more views you get, the more ad revenue you get. And what is the most unselfish thing in the world that someone can do? Well, it's to help other people and put other people in front of yourself.
Absolutely.
That's one of the most.
These girls,
beautiful.
Abby and Libby, their lives were taken from them, and they had so much to offer to society, and someone decided to play God and end their lives and murder them. And even after all these years, and there's no charges, I still, as a parent, cannot imagine what Anna is going through, and Libby's grandma, because she was the one that was raising Libby. Becky, I just can't imagine it. And the attacks that I've been hearing recently on Anna is unacceptable.
Oh, that's from Rick Snave, probably. That's from Rick Snave because he was going to put out a book or something. So yeah, I mean,
these girls are beautiful. Libby was 14, Abby was 13. They're beautiful, innocent children. They have their whole lives ahead of them. They go out on trails. They go to, for a walk, and someone decided that they were going to murder them in a brutal way.
Courtney,
honey, we got to get that changed to a guitar. I'm telling you.
Thank you, Courtney. Okay, so always keep Deb and maybe 10% Adam.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Oh, there's Adam. Oh, Courtney. Holy shit. Courtney, is it your payday today, dude? Like, okay,
I can send him my bank account information if he wants it.
I don't even know what to say. Hey, Adam, Deb, can you basically keep thanking Courtney for us? Because
thank you.
That was nice. Actually, Courtney, I'm just not to be greedy here, but if you do put another one out, just show some love to me a little and use a 69 in it. Doesn't have to be $69. It'd be $1 freaking 69. You just know I appreciate that number. But apparently
I plead the fifth.
yeah, I know. The thing with Courtney, though, I'll tell you. I mean, sometimes he disappears for a long time. Or he's here, but he's hiding, one of the two. But it's one of those things. Well, he tries to speak and he succeeds. I love. I actually like the game of Mystique, to be honest with you. And I can't remember what I was going to say. Shit, I had a thought. Sorry, Courtney. This is what happens when I do a couple lives in a day. I had a profound thought
live today, isn't it?
A second. No, yeah, but I had a profound thought. And it was something about Courtney, and it was good too, but I'll have to remember it. Sorry, Courtney. I got distracted by looking at Adam saying, like, Courtney, I was joking. That was so generous. What was I going to say? Oh, shit. It left. It will come back, Courtney. Don't you worry.
Is Lewis coming in? Is Lewis going to be in chat tonight? Do you know?
Lewis? Yeah. He might be in chat right now. I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I have to get on him without his lip gloss.
Oh, I know. He hasn't actually been on in a while. But then again, I haven't actually asked him to be on in a while, but not because I don't like having Lewis on. But, it's just that sometimes it's nice when we do have shows and then there's other guests to come on. And, you don't want to make somebody too sick of somebody, in a sense. I mean, some people might say, oh, Sonny, you make me vomit, but it's my channel. So
yeah, screw you, right?
So it's like too
bad. We're
going
to work on that donation, though. We're going to turn that into like a really cool guitar riff. I'm serious.
Okay. Oh, okay. What was I going to say? See,
I'll even swing my hair around. Okay, so like when somebody donates, like you can do the headbanging with the heavy metal. You know.
Yeah, or I was gonna say, oh, that's what I was gonna say jokingly. I was gonna say, you see, Cordy plays hard to get with me, yeah? It's like, one sec, Deb. It's like, yeah, this one's for Adam. Oh, this one's for Deb. Oh, wait a second. Here's Deb again. Sunny,
Oh, hey, Deb.
I love Adam.
Hey.
Thank you, Cordy. That's
look who decided to show up. There he is. Hello, Adam.
Princess.
Hey there.
How are you?
I'm good. I told Cordy I wasn't coming in till she hit that certain mark hit that certain mark now I'm
liar.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how you said the word she. So I want to ask in chat, do you think Cordy is female or male? Just by the name. I just go by the name. Now I did get one wrong today because it was the name Silas, and Silas usually references a guy.
That's a good name.
Yeah. So
I think Cordy is an angel.
Oh.
Yeah,
I dig it.
I think Cordy doesn't want it to be any of our damn business.
Right.
To be honest with you, Deb, as much as I think that was one of those really nice compliments to somebody. It's true, to be honest with you. I don't know what Cordy does for work or whatever, but Cordy's been more than generous in this channel. But before I seen Cordy in Bloke's channel a lot, and he was like, he was donating to the guy like $500 and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, like, holy shit, and it was like meaning he's been very generous. So regardless of any amount, it's kind of like someone doesn't have to do that whatsoever at all. So is it heartwarming when someone does the ability or does have the ability to do something like that, and not everyone can do what, say, Cordy's doing, but it tells me about the person and the people that come in here, that they have very caring hearts. And no, this isn't no offense to people that don't donate, because not everyone can, but when we see our same regular people coming in here, and there's certain people that do, it's just true. There's certain people that donate all the time. Callie knows what I'm talking about. Sweet Caroline,
What in the world?
Oh, is that a blender?
Sorry, my laptop just came on.
That was Deb.
Deb's making margaritas.
My laptop just came on and the volume was up, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We all know that was your magic wand.
Who's the metal mama now? Can I actually really quickly, Michelle, it's nice to meet you.
Oh, my word. Ferdy.
I thought you were going to have your picture, like you were going to have your camera up so like we could see you, like literally see you.
Cordy, you're going to make some of those other channels jealous.
No.
They're going to call us Money Justice again. Wow. This is the Cordy show. I actually wish, Cordy, you'd come on, actually, just to say thank you.
Oh, that was really sweet.
Cordy won't do that.
You, Cordy.
You are so generous. Be blessed.
Well, at least we know where we rank in Cordy's eyes.
Yes.
Me and Metal Mama are hiding ourselves from the camera, but hey, Deb and Adam, or at least Adam, can you at least super gloss for?
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, Adam, I'm waiting for you to come up there to gloss for me. Come on, man, let's get up there.
And I cannot come on camera.
Yeah, Deb ran out of clothes.
You laugh at that, but I have not done laundry in a while.
She's been too busy going to dinner with everyone that is involved in Delphi.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Sunny, while Adam's getting his gloss ready, I do believe they're not in chat, but we do have a few new listeners tonight. Could you maybe give a little? Oh yeah. Could you maybe give a little background, a short background on Delphi, because they're not real familiar, like the regulars.
Okay. Now,
And while we're here.
oh, hold on. There's 69 people watching us right now.
Oh gosh, honey, get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh my God. Thank you. I know. No, I can't. Whenever I see 69, it just goes, 71. Blew it. Okay. So first of all, just so you know, Metal Mama, it's on 5 hours. You have to be a sub for. So if there are new people, they can't talk for like 5 hours, basically.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I meant maybe give them a little background on the girls and Delphi and why we're here for the Keegan Klein, just like a quick overview.
Sure.
They're newbies.
Sure. Deb?
Yeah.
Deb, did you hear what Metal Mama said?
I'm sorry, I was typing something about newbies.
Okay. Adam, did you hear anything?
No.
I was typing in the chat. I'm sorry. I thought she was talking to you about bringing that there were newbies and that they needed to hear, kind of get an update on what was going on.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was just about to go grab a drink, Deb, if you wanted to just give a quick overview.
I'm not
the channel that's about Delphi. We're like, no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
No. Okay.
Okay, so but was Metal Mama, were you wanting an overview of what Sunny does and her research, or what exactly were you, or just the story?
Okay, for the new people here, and I know that there are a couple new people that aren't in chat, explain to them who Abby and Libby are, what happened, and what made you guys become a podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. So Abby and Libby were two beautiful little girls who were 13 and 14 years old who live in Delphi, Indiana. And they loved art and sports and mysteries. And both of them wanted to go into, in general, some type of crime fighting when they grew up. And they loved, figuring out mysteries, etc. There was a bridge and a trail, or still is, in Delphi that all of the kids loved to go to. And, everyone in the area would go to. And so they had a day off. We call them a snow day here, but it didn't snow, so they still get the day off. And those dates are pre-scheduled. So anyway, they went that day to the trails, and Abby had never walked across the rickety old railroad bridge that's set 70 feet above the creek there, or the river. And it's kind of like a rite of passage for the kids to walk across it. A little dangerous, totally dangerous, actually. And so they started across the bridge, and Libby was documenting it with photographs. She loved to take pictures of nature and things. And she photographed Abby on the bridge several times and posted it to Snapchat. And probably Instagrams too. I can't remember exactly. And so when they reached towards the end of the bridge, there is only one way to go to get down, and that is to go back across the bridge, or there actually was a big hill that went down. That hill was very steep, and people usually didn't take that route. They probably just went back across the bridge. So when they started to get to the end, a man was photographed coming towards them. At some point, he entered the bridge and came across. The girls had a recorder going, and there was chit chat. And it said that Abby was coming towards Libby with her back to the man, and Libby was facing, videotaping. And Abby said to Libby, "He's behind me, isn't he?" And she said, "Mm-hmm." And then there was other discussion, but we don't know exactly what was said. The next thing that we hear on the video or on the audio is him saying, "Guys," and then down the hill. And at some point, he and other people took the girls down that hill and somehow across the creek, or river rather, and ended their life and left them there. And so that's the case of Libby and Abby, and it still has not been solved. Adam, anything to add to that?
No, I mean, I think, that was a perfect kind of overview. And, I think that it's one of those cases that even if you're not trying, it will pull you in and you won't be able to stop looking stuff up about it. So there's plethoras and plethoras of information that you can go out there and find.
Yeah.
But I always think that the best way to start is if you find interviews that were done by the family themselves, who would be like Mike and Becky Patty, or Anna Williams, or Kelsey German. Those are the interviews that will pull you into the case the fastest, because you can see the misery and the pain that those families are experiencing every day.
Yeah.
Because of this monster.
Yeah.
Okay, Deb and Adam. So that was an awesome outlay of the case. So what would you suggest? How do we introduce Keegan Klein Keegan Klein, and what would you say to new people? Kind of what we're talking about tonight with the court hearing. Kind of go a background with that.
Deb, you've been in the Facebook groups and everything from the beginning, so okay. I mean, you would probably have a better kind of angle on how that started in the beginning and then went away and then came back.
Okay. Okay, so at the beginning, a few days after the murders, they saw on Libby's social media that an account named Anthony Schatz had been communicating with her, and they traced that to Keegan Klein.
And he's a looker.
So, yeah,
he's a real hottie there, I'll tell you. Woo.
Yeah. Now the Anthony,
Adam, no.
There's a lot to feast your eyes on.
Right. So Anthony Schatz, the picture he used to catfish the girls to that account was a very, very handsome, well-built young man, and any teenage girl would have been, yes, I want to meet this guy. But of course, like you guys said, that's not what Keegan looks like. And so they interviewed him, and of course he acted all innocent and said that he just was asking girls for pictures, and they did not see the depth of this situation. Law enforcement and FBI was convinced that it was Ron Logan at that time. So they pressed in that direction and let him slide. So it would seem.
Yeah.
However, through all of this, they either revisited that or they were looking at it from the beginning and they let it run. At some point, they let it run and they started finding that this Keegan Klein's accounts were connected to the largest CSAM investigation in the history of Indiana. And they started arresting child predators right and left that were connected with this CSAM. And so at that point in researching, they found out that Keegan had said to one of the girls he was catfishing that happened to be a friend of Libby's that he was supposed to meet Libby that day, but she never showed up. And one thing led to another. Things started rolling, and voila, here we are. Keegan Klein and his father are now associated with the potential bridge guy, potentially being bridge guy or the murderer.
Right, because the bridge guy, just for the new people in here, the bridge guy is the one that, on the recording that said, guys, down the hill.
Exactly.
Yeah. And would Adam or you be able to put pictures up of Abby and Libby so some of the new people can see them?
Oh, I'll do that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Give me a sec there.
They're adorable little girls. I was in a group and I was looking at a whole collection of pictures of them at various ages, and they were just so cute.
Oh, I know.
I just cannot imagine how their families, just what they're going through. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it probably depends on the day how horrible, what level of horribleness they're going through.
Right.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to every one of their family members and friends. It's just, it's unbelievable, actually. that someone would take two little girls' lives like that.
That's what. Yeah,
I don't know. I just can't fathom that. I just still cannot grasp my brain around that. I just can't imagine why somebody, or even how somebody could do that to those innocent children.
Right. Yeah. And everyone likes to absorb information differently. Like I can tell everyone that I came into this case through a podcast that I listened to called Down the Hill, which if anyone that's new that is would like kind of a good overview of the case, the Down the Hill podcast is an excellent podcast.
It is.
They did a couple of HLN did a couple of television broadcasts of kind of the same material as well. That if you have if you have streaming services, I think is still accessible. People Magazine Investigates did a really good one. If you have Amazon Prime Video, you can find that on there. That's a very good one, and not a lot of people have seen it.
That's on Amazon Prime?
Cordy. Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
Amazon Prime, you said?
Yeah, I think that one. It's a series called People Magazine Investigates. Okay. They did an episode on Delphi that not a lot of people have seen, but I believe it's on Amazon Prime Video.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because
you are so amazing.
I think it was originally on the Investigative Discovery.
Aw, we love you, Cordy.
Right.
Yeah,
Cordy, why are you trying to sleep with Deb so bad?
I was going to say, right.
I'm available.
Oh my gosh!
It's like Cordy for the the freaking grinder going off there.
Sonny, it's probably her husband this whole time.
I was willing to strip. I don't care if you're female or male. I was willing to. Now I'm just gonna hold it all in, all like rolls.
I mean, they don't call you Sonny Money Justice for nothing.
I know. You know what? I can't. I can't win losing on that, can I? Right?
Right.
Oh my god.
You have those pictures coming for the girls?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
the introductions of the girls for the newbies.
And it's sad because the pictures don't do the girls justice. I mean, their beauty is like to see them move and just there's so much life in them that you look at those pictures and it doesn't capture their spirits.
Exactly.
But, the girl with the hat on is Abigail Williams, who was 13. And the girl with the giant smile on her face and the black t-shirt is Liberty German, who was just turned 14 about a month and a week or two before the murders. And they're two little girls that none of us ever met, but have stolen our hearts. And we've spent the last several years now doing whatever we can to help the family.
Right. Yeah, and their bodies were found on Valentine's Day in 2017.
Yeah. And the case, there's no way we could even just overview the amount of oddity.
Oh no, that would be like
weird things in this
15 hours of podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, if that.
Excuse me, you guys need to stop for a sec because Cordy deserves a gloss from Deb and Adam for sure. Money Justice here. I feel like Deb and Adam can gloss for Cordy since I feel like yes, I get the 69.
I'm glossing. You can't see me, but I'm glossing.
You have to turn your camera on to gloss.
I have my pajamas on.
You know what? I know that I look like shit. I don't really. I can't even get my gloss open.
There's Adam.
I'm still on that 5% comment that I get.
Well, see, I'm even wearing red, the same shade as your $100 right there, Cordy.
I know, right?
Well, what the hell? All right.
You know,
you can have Adam, Cordy.
They don't want me.
Yeah, they do. You have the beautiful lighting around you, by the way.
They want Deb.
Yeah. I love that. I love the blue and the pink together. That looks really cool, Adam.
Oh, thanks.
Back to the girls. As I said, there were some pictures posted in one of the groups today of them at various ages. And the things that struck me about it were Abby's cute little features and her little freckles on her nose, and Libby's incredible blue eyes. She had the bluest blue eyes if you look through the pictures, and they were both just adorable, sweet, precious little girls.
And Libby, Abby was an only child, but Liberty has she has one full sister named Kelsey, who was 16 at the time of the murders, and they look so much alike that as Kelsey's gotten older, it's hit me a couple of times that I think to myself, we're seeing a little bit through aspects of Kelsey's life what Libby would probably have looked at these stages.
I think that Libby looks a lot like her mom, a lot like Carrie.
Yeah.
I think Abby looks like Anna. I think Abby looks like her mom too.
Yeah, she does. She looks like Anna.
So most people have never seen her dad, so a lot of people couldn't compare. But Peter, she does look more like Anna than Peter.
Yeah.
And then that picture you have up there now, just for the newbies, is Abigail Williams, the 13-year-old, on the bridge right before they were approached by the suspect.
Yeah, that picture was uploaded 207, taken at 207 or uploaded. Yeah. And that's Anna, and of course Becky. Becky's the grandma. Kelsey and Kelsey and Liberty. Libby lived with Becky there because obviously the dad and Carrie had like some issues going on there.
The best situation for them to be in at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And this was Anna's only daughter, which is, it's Abby.
Yep.
So sad.
And am I correct when I say only grandchild even of Diane, right? And or did David have children?
Oh, I don't remember.
Not sure. So not our business, but
yeah, I don't really remember, to be honest with you. Adam, I'm really sick of seeing your name in chat.
Adam, you're a hit again tonight with the ladies. I'm telling you.
Sunny's sexy too,
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. It's because Sunny said,
Sunny, you get on there and dance, Sunny. You and Adam can dance.
I was about to put some boob out, but that's not happening no more. Yeah.
I'm the only one of us with no talent.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You can cut hair and cut and style hair. That is a major talent.
Deb, you don't know if I can do it well. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that is true.
You don't see my clients in the shot.
Well, maybe you should do a video as you're cutting hair. We could watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the newbies coming in, this is the bridge guy, that the suspect that approached Abby and Libby recorded it with her phone, and obviously he says, "Guys, down the hill."
Well, Sunny, why don't you just play the
Please,
clip?
Sunny.
Okay, let me go find it.
Just because
we do have a
know that this was recorded on recorded by one of the girls, and we were given this clue as just.
And the courage she had and the smarts that she had at 14-year-old to even film that is amazing to me.
And here we are, 6 years later, still, all trying to stumble around, trying to get justice for the clues that she left.
Yep.
Okay, just 1 second. I'll pull it up. Let's see here. Whoops. I want to go to this. I'm just going to go to the actual ISP website.
The easiest place to get it from,
Yeah, actually, here, let me stop screen here. I will share screen here. Okay. And Qwerty, I know that you love Deb and Adam more, and that's fine. I'm willing to be number 3rd. Well, actually, I'll be 4th because Metal Mama probably comes in 3rd now that she's on. Regardless, thank you so much for the generosity, you guys. And thank you for all the loyal supporters, of course, of this channel. It does mean a really lot to us.
Sunny.
What?
Of course, it's Sunny. Spelled your name wrong, though.
Oh, do you spell? Oh, shit, Qwerty. The marriage is over before it started. Megan Klein's never going to marry us now with freaking wrong spelling.
Okay, that comment reminds me. Can we look into why Anna Lisette cannot comment? Is it been fixed?
Yeah, it's been fixed. It's been fixed.
Good.
Yes.
Oh, good. Because she was such a wonderful person to comment. Like, her comments were so rich and full of information.
Absolutely.
I miss seeing it. So
yeah, and I'm sorry, Deb.
Now she can get back in here.
Yeah, and I know that we had been sent a message about it once before, and we looked into it and couldn't find anything. So Sloopy, thank you for messaging me again last night, because I did address it as soon as the live was over, and Sunny figured it out and fixed it.
So what? Awesome. Let me put it this way. Sometimes when someone comes in here that's a troll, and sometimes you click it, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you've accidentally clicked on somebody else because the thing kind of jolts. And there's times where you go, okay, wait, I thought I just blocked that person. And then you don't even know who you blocked or whatever. So I didn't realize that that's obviously what happened, because obviously I wouldn't block Anna. So anyways, I went through the list yesterday once I heard, and then I fixed it. So
yeah. So Sloopy, thank you for reminding us.
Yeah. Because, that was just a simple accident. It's happened a few times, because you go click the blocked person, and then the thing kind of skips on you, and then you accidentally block the person that's usually above them. And I didn't realize. So, yeah. I mean, I did try.
I've accidentally blocked people in chat, like, just with my phone in my pocket before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's BG, the bridge guy.
So remember that this clip is like literally a second long. So I'll just hit it a few times. Oh, hold on a second. Let me take this down, you guys, for a second. And let me bring it up there. Let me take the banner off for a sec so you guys don't get distracted. And then I'll hit it. So let me see if I can stop it. Okay, so you see, okay, I'm going to stop it here. This is actually a good place that it stopped, to be honest with you.
Thank you again, QWERTY.
Huh?
I said thank you again, QWERTY.
Yeah, thank you, QWERTY. You know what? I'm just amazed that he didn't say, Sunny, this one's for you. That's a tease now. That right there, though, if you don't mind, I'm going to go buy my Oracle stuff with it from the dollar store, and you're not going to stop me. Metal Mama wants me to be a Joan Jett, but I'm going to be an Oracle. So you guys, I just want to go back to this quickly. Thanks, QWERTY, so much. Again, honestly, obviously, you're filling up the love cup, dude. I'm going to call you dudes because I don't really care. Sunny, no, don't forget I'm on Cloudy Justice. Isn't that my name?
Justice. I'm Cloudy Justice.
Absolutely. Ben, thank you, Sunny. I'll let her know. She thinks it's because her name sounds like Lilith.
No.
No, not even close. But so going back to here, let me get that off the screen though, because then it interferes. So this is kind of a good place for it to stop, to be honest with you, because when I have dissected the video like so many times, but lately I've been working on different parts as I get, I just like to do it, right? It's like it's almost like my therapy, trying to figure out the different things that the BG has on. So this is the mask, and this is actually a good position that the mask is in, to be honest with you, because most people, when they're watching this clip, what they see is like almost more, it looks like goggles, but this one actually came out in pretty much full version. So it's underneath his chin. It's a $4.99 Halloween mask. And if you can see, like, the eyes, the nose is right here. And it's almost like, to be honest with you, it's almost like this mask was cut. Because I know how the actual mask looks. And unless it's hiding more so, it looks like it's been cut, because even at the crime scene, it looks like it's been cut in that certain spot. Could be wrong, but that's just the way it looks. Looks like it's been cut. But anyways, if you tilt your head just to the left, you'll understand that these are the eyes in a sense here. This is the nostrils. If somebody ever did a close up, you'll see the nostrils. And yeah, so it's a $4.99 latex mask is what it is, Halloween mask. And down here, there's an actual stuffed animal within here, but I'm not going to get into that part. I have managed to see the laces on this footwear here. I think that this is either a running shoe or it's like a hiker boot. But it's definitely not no Packers boot for sure. And you guys can see too right here. You guys can see some white highlighting there. That's because there is something there that's creating that, because this is very deceptive. What people are seeing here is nothing to what truly is happening, and it is. And but you have to decipher between the sunspots hitting it and what's true of what's going on. Because Deb, do you remember that picture that stopped, you guys? That looks like he has like an ironing board in his pant leg.
Yeah, where it's like the light or something is shining, and it looks like there's a flat board in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was crazy as stuff. But anyways, so right here, if you guys notice, and this is where, when I show you guys the picture like of the camera thing, it's very deceiving when you're looking at this, because when you bring it in, this looks like it's like way up here in a sense. But this is one of the things that I noticed right away, was that one second, I'm just gonna screenshot that anyway. Screenshot it. Okay. So this is right here behind the hat. The hat's right here. And this is the item camera that's coming up behind his back. In pictures that I showed earlier today, you can tell that there's like a camera handle, almost as if you're recording something and you're able to make the camera agile to turn this way or this way. Do you know what I mean? Because they're obviously creating a movie, a show. And Abby and Libby, unfortunately, to their demise, became part of this murder tape that is supposedly out there, which I absolutely believe is, from everything that's been said, from what I've seen, and just everything that's been talked about, whether it's Garrett Kurtz talking about it. Absolutely seems like the most logical thing, considering that there's cameras at the crime scene as well. But this, like I said, is nothing compared to what's truly going on.
Oh, look, Sonny, Cordy did 11:11 just for you.
I was going to say, right, Cordy, 11:11. You know what? As soon as I seen it, then I missed it the first time, Cordy, because I seen it and I was like 11:11, and it triggered me, and I was like, oh, 11:11, but I wasn't thinking, because 11:11, like it's 11:11. Whenever 11:11 comes along, it's like that means that someone's around you, a spirit. I always say make a wish, as well, like. So whenever I see 11:11, and I'll like type it to my husband, or if somebody's like on, and I'll just be like 11:11, because it has meaning behind it.
Right.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Read his other comment, Sonny.
11.
Keep going.
11. All right. Thanks, Cordy. Oh, Streamlabs. Oh, you speak so hot. Yes, there we go. And Deb and Adam suck. Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's the truth right there coming out, isn't it?
Look at there. Oh.
Well,
Cordy knows how to make your day.
Well, I mean, Adam definitely sucks. Definitely.
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 I'm lucky to even be here.
Yeah. Never.
Oh, now poor Adam.
No.
I said that all along. You guys did you guys do all the work, and I'm the bottom of the tier.
Not true.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Cordy, you're embarrassing me a little bit right now, because all I'm thinking is everyone's probably going, oh, Cordy there. They're just sucking up to him, because Cordy, I'm sucking up to you, dude. That was really great. because I mean, Deb and Adam do suck, but I'm sucking up right now. But no, I love 1111. It means a lot to me. When I was flying to England, I asked my mom to make sure that we get there safe. And I happened to look that day and I said, well, I specifically said, Mom, can you let me know by showing 1111? And you know, which is up in heaven. My mom's in heaven. She died of cancer in 2015 at 68 years old. But anyways, 67, sorry, she died literally 1 month to her birthday. But anyways, I did the same thing on the way home. Hey, Mom, can you make sure we make this adventure on this 9-10 hour flight? Oh my God, that was, then it had someone's ass in my face, literally. That decided to get up and stretch and put her ass in my face. But anyways, I survived. And it's like Deb, she didn't fart or anything at all. No shit came flying out of her ass when she did that, by the way. Unlike myself, according to my husband.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Thanks for that great detail there.
Yeah. TMI, Sonny.
No, you were too busy laughing at that the other night. So hard, actually, Deb.
No, it was because it was so shocking.
I know, right?
That Steve said that.
So,
And we have not seen him since. He's duct taped to the chair behind her.
Oh, Adam, I think you're onto something. We haven't seen or heard from him. She's been on lives all day. So
it's our next mystery.
Yeah, right. It's exactly. It's your next cold case, people.
Right. Rich man goes missing after being swindled by a Canadian woman.
So I was gonna say on the way home too, I asked of the same thing, and I was like, and then my husband went, "Honey, it's 11:11," and I'm like, "We're gonna make it home alive," because I don't really like planes too much, to be honest with you. I like them, but I don't like them. I hate turbulence. But anyways, so 11:11 has always meant a lot to me. And when I see 11:11, I always make a wish. I know somebody's around me in a sense. It's like, hello. And I'm like, hello back, you know? Yeah. So 11:11 means a lot. So thank you, Cordy. Yeah. So Cordy, do you know what I'm thinking I want for Christmas then? If you know, obviously remember. I mean, I'm only asking for 5 bedrooms, Cordy. Not 6. 6 would be greedy, right? Deb, well, Deb's got her own home. Adam can come live with me, to be honest. He can live in the west wing, and I'll live in the east wing. Anyways, thank you.
Do mobile homes have wings?
All right. Okay. So, does anybody want to ask anything about the BG on this one? Again, you can see like right here, you can see where he's wearing some sort of another jacket, because you can see the lines right here, but I can't zoom it in because this is the video we're watching. But anyways, so if anyone really dived into this, it's just definitely not what you think you're getting. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the BG. He doesn't have a limp, but people want to think he has a limp. Go ahead. It's a 1-second video. There's no way you could tell. It's a rickety bridge. Hey, I can hardly wait to see Steve's video on the bridge thing.
Yes, if you took one.
He did. I'm sure he did.
Sonny, in honor of, I'm not to take away from BG, but in honor of Metal Mama Michele here, Deb, do you mind if I embarrass you for 1 minute?
Sure. Yeah. Why?
Sonny, can you put up the picture that I posted in a message just to you?
Is it the 4 people?
No.
Okay, because that's not me in there.
Deb, just yourself, Deb. Don't worry about it.
And no, don't worry, Deb. I would never. You know, it's actually it's her bank statement.
Let's see.
Because we have another rocker. We actually have another rocker in the group that we didn't.
Oh wow!
Awesome.
Oh wow!
Another rocker, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
I found some of my sleuthing skills.
Oh, no! Stop!
You mean through your stalking skills?
I didn't mean to close off what I just closed off. Cancel. Ugh. Okay, let me go find it. That's just a wow. hence, this would really intertwine with Delphi, that whole title going across it, to be honest with you.
Corey.
So, let me stop screen. Present screen. I ran out of money, but love Adam too.
Aww.
That's what my parents say.
Let's see. Courtney, was that your whole paycheck? Yeah. Do you want it back? But we have to take off 30. Then another. Yeah.
Guess where that is?
Thank you for it.
The Tipton Pork Festival.
The Miss Pork Cuisine.
Ooh.
It's the Tipton Pork Festival.
And now, which one are you, Deb?
Which one do you think I am?
This one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Hot.
I hope you don't get mad at me for showing that. I loved it, and I was like, I loved it. I was like, you are gorgeous, and I was like, who knew we had our little star there?
I told you I sang my whole life. My dad had a band. And I sang with all kinds of people.
Well, I didn't know you did it in front of a sign that said Miss Pork Cuisine.
Adam.
Tipton Pork Festival, I don't know. I haven't been in years, but it was huge. It was like a big deal here in Indiana.
Sure.
And oh my gosh, the food was phenomenal.
Delphi, though,
I did it in. That was it.
Just quickly, Adam, Cordy's asking for you to gloss. He's saying, I think he deserves that from you.
All right.
I think so too.
Boy, he's making some demands now.
Yeah. So, Michele, so was there anything else when it comes to like showing things? Like, is there anything else you wanted me to put up?
As much as I hate to say this, and I really don't want to see him, but you probably should put Keegan's picture up there just so the new people know who was tied to the catfishing account that got to meet up with the girls.
Yeah.
Just Ashley Garth.
Just so eye-catching.
I know. You know what? I was just so sad that he didn't get a honey bun today. Truthfully, it was just so sad because he was on Zoom. Instead, the whole thing lasted like 5 minutes.
6 minutes. Yep.
Well, you know what? It's funny because people posted 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and 6 minutes, and I had put 6 minutes. Let's see here. Whoops. Let me just go. I just kind of sometimes it's just easier for me to grab an image. Oh, this one's hot. Oh, yeah. Let's do this one. All right. Get jealous, people. I know that everyone dreams to have this guy as a boyfriend or a husband or in your life. I get it.
Control yourself, Sally.
No. I'm thinking of Deb's blender actually right now. Let's see here. Do. And like I said, we don't need
that's him.
Oh.
Yeah. So he just
and he was worried about monkeypox. Sorry, that's from the advance.
Well, it looks like he needed to worry about it. Wow.
All the scabies.
I don't know what that is. Maybe just the evilness coming out into his skin.
But think about that. The girls thought that they were talking. Libby thought she was talking to this hot model, and behind that was this guy. It's
And is that in a good way?
Yuck! Like ew.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like purring right now. Pretty soon I'm gonna be a full meow in a minute.
I always think too, being Libby, and think about that. She thinks she's messaging this hot model guy that's 19, and she's out and about, and something like that shows up. It's like, oh, ugh, gross.
I feel like you're in denial, to be honest with you.
It's just the sexual tension.
Yeah, that's what it is, Adam.
Yeah, that New York.
He lied through that whole interview. Of course, he doesn't lie, but another thing too, like he will lie. He's just doesn't even blink, bat an eye. You know what I mean? He just lies methodically, if that makes sense. During this interview we did with that show, he just thought, oh no, I didn't have anything to do with this or that. It wasn't me or whatever. He just does it methodically. He lies methodically.
If your life was as sad and miserable as his, you would probably create whatever reality in your mind you needed to survive. And he probably has done it for so long that he doesn't even know where the lies stop and start anymore.
Right. And I was told that his dad didn't show up in the courtroom today either to support him.
He did not. Yeah, and he did not. That was. I mean, I think that it was that was decided already previously. I had heard that Linda was not coming in, nor was Tony.
Okay.
Well, considering he was on Zoom, I wouldn't read almost too much into that, just for the fact that it would have been on Zoom. So let's see, like December 12th too. It's 22nd.
Gonna be the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be longer, but it's gonna be the same stuff. They're not gonna be going until Delphi stuff.
Can I ask, like, Adam and then Debbie and then Sunny, what is your opinion today for the trial going forward? What do you think about that? How do you feel? What are you feeling regarding to Delphi?
I mean, I know how I feel. Do either one of you want to go first, or?
No, go ahead.
I worked all day, and so I did not get to see a lot of. I didn't get to see much about anything, and so except for what I was kind of like people text me about. And I had a couple. I knew two people that were in the courtroom that had texted me, and then just from talking to people. But when I read the words the judge said in some of his rulings, and they were talking about some of the motions they were going to address about the next hearing and the trial. I think that unless something drastically changes or they get a plea deal, which I don't think they're going to at this point, unless something changes, I think they are preparing 100% for this trial to happen. I mean, because they were going into some details that if they thought there was even a hint of there being a possibility of this being settled before court, I don't think they would have taken the time to go through today.
Exactly.
So I think that this, and I think that, Doug Carter has said that he wants this to go to trial.
He does. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think there's I think there's a very specific reason for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. There's one more proceeding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, in December.
And then the case. And I think that he definitely wants to go to trial. I don't think he wants him to get off on anything. I don't want him to have, I don't think he's going to let him plead anything with the CSAM's case if he's involved with the other. I think that if he is involved with the other, I think they have what they need and they're just going to play this out.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, what Adam had said there really just sums it up, to be honest with you. And what Deb, absolutely, Doug Carter doesn't want any plea deal. He wants it to go right to trial. And, I mean, for me, it's just like, let the cards fall where they may. And as for Queen, Keegan said his dad is one that talked to the girls. Well, Keegan also lies all the time. So I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth unless I figure it out myself, to be honest.
This is just speculation on my part, but can I bring something up?
Please.
That, it's been like resonating in me in the last month or so.
Okay.
But when like I said, I have no proof behind any of this. It's just my opinion. But when I look at the conversations that Keegan had with Kelly, who we've discussed before, and we read the letter that she wrote to him, and or that he wrote to her, and we've talked about some of their interactions. She was kind of the first person that had reached out to him, and at the time that was happening, he didn't know that those things were going to become public. And so I think we probably did get to see some portions of Keegan in that regard that were genuine, because I don't think he ever anticipated for anyone else to ever see or hear those things. I do think that the Holly Lowry thing, whatever their motivation is there, I think they do have a real connection for some reason. And I think that kind of supersedes everything. But, you know, this other person that Murder Sheet has talked to and that's been rumored to have gotten the chirp about the red Jeep thing and all of that, I personally feel like that entire line of communication has been a very direct attempt on Keegan's part to...
Oh, Laura gifted a membership. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you. I think that his entire relationship with this new person, because he was already untrusting now that, you know, his stuff had become public, so he knew if he wrote someone, it would get out there.
Yeah.
And so, what better way to control the narrative and to put the story you want out there than to use someone as to put that out there? And I'm not saying she had anything to do with it. But, you know, he was very different in the messages he sent to that person versus what he had sent to Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very direct. And I think he knew every word he said was going to be publicized.
Right.
And that's why, you know, after 5.5 years, all of a sudden this comes out about the red Jeep. And he starts saying the same story to all these other people. Because people were listening.
Mm-hmm. And anyone that believed it, well, like I said, hook, line, and sinker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, you know, I think that what we're hearing from him now. I'm not saying there's not some truth to it, but
yeah.
but we're trusting it all from his mouth, and that's what he wants. Because we know he likes the attention.
Yeah, I feel like it's zero truth, and the reason I'll say that is because he knows if he lies, like they can't prove that, so he can just say it because he knows that it's like not true.
Right.
You know,
but he could be trying to leverage something to to try to gain control that he thinks he might be able to get.
Right.
So what do you think his end game is with making it all up? What do you think his end game is?
Well, I think he's trying to push all of this onto his dad. And I'm not saying there's not truth to some of that, but I think that everything about what he has said to that person has been very deliberate and direct.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For
to get the spotlight off of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Why would you 2 weeks after you were apparently distraught over the fact that your letters were released, then turn and say something that basically a confession of being a part of it to someone else in a letter?
It's almost like putting out crap out there and then knowing that people are just going to gobble it up.
Right. Because we also know he likes to know when he's on the news.
Yeah. I bet he was disappointed when Murder Sheets didn't cough up $400 for the exclusive.
Oh yeah,
that's
right. He was asking for money.
It's like he's trying to run a narrative through.
Right. And then of course he came back and was like, I could do less. You know, that's the kind of person he is.
But the whole sock thing in Kelly's letter sticks out to me like a sore thumb, considering there's a sock missing from the crime scene. And then he's talking about being a sock collector, sniffer.
Right. I think that the communications between Kelly and him are probably the most genuine part of Kelly that we will ever see.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think that the most humanistic part of him, I'm sure a lot of it was lies. Yeah. But I think the most human we'll ever see from him. Yeah.
Like, I think there was truth to some of that stuff. And then, of course, when he started getting into the fact that he's traveled around the world or whatever it was, across all the states and Canada, Netherlands, and blah, 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 blah. And then it was just like, okay, dude, now I just know. And then the other thing that stood out to me, of course, was the whole, you can't spell murder. You spell murd, guilty conscience much. Because he knows, regardless, he knows.
Right. Yeah. I will say, I don't think that the person he was writing to is any part of it, though. I will, just to clarify so that doesn't get misconstrued.
Right.
I don't think that they're in on it.
I agree.
But I think but I do think his writing to that person and what he's put in those letters and chirps has been for the reason that he wants it to get out.
Yeah.
Well, I do know his defense attorney today did say that he was going to be meeting with somebody going over more discovery. So apparently,
right,
the discovery for the case they have it, but there's more that they have to review that they're getting before the trial.
And that'll go back and forth. That'll go back and forth until basically.
Oh, absolutely. And then they'll argue back and forth of what can be admissible, what cannot be admissible. Right. They're going to try to get this thrown out versus, things like that. Yep.
And they'll even get new evidence. They'll even get new things that they'll try to add to the discovery,
absolutely.
Up until the day of.
Yes, they will. Absolutely.
But I guarantee you that any smart attorney would fight life and death to get anything related to Delphi removed and banned from that court.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They don't want anything about Delphi, I believe, on open record anyway. On the court,
because I mean, why would you want to do anything that could jeopardize an investigation without a named suspect or named, anyone arrested?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. How many of you guys do any of you guys at all think that it's just a massive coincidence and that there's really not this connection there? Do any of you guys on the panel or in chat think that at all?
That think that Keegan's not connected?
That it's just some miraculous coincidence.
No, I don't think it's a coincidence at all.
No.
Me either.
When there's too much stacked up shit against it, the percentage is so low, like 0.000001, something like that, in all fairness, because there's just too much showing that it is connected. And and you guys know when it feels right and feels wrong, you just know it.
But I think I can also say for all of us, there's still something about this that feels missing. So, so for people to say that, this is so 100% Keegan and Tony, that in my gut doesn't feel.
Oh, no. I'm not saying it's all them. I'm just saying they know.
Yes.
Mr. Klein on that screen, he knows.
Absolutely. And if anyone that's in here didn't watch my video earlier today, we go over the whole BG and the reasons why certain people being connected and stuff like that as well. That's again why it's just a joke, that whole storyline about him and his dad, and so obviously they dug up the fire pit at his grandma's house because apparently, I don't know if they did that on their own accord, or do you think Keegan actually was like, oh yeah, years ago I used the pit, and I guys actually think that he's the one that said to them, like, yeah, that's where we put the clothes.
With him being a liar that he is, and law enforcement, FBI knowing what a methodical liar he is, I would think that they would need something more concrete and substantial to go in and do that. Not just go by, if they just go on his word, it's a lie. It could be a lie. That's just what I'm discerning from it. And I could be wrong. I mean, just like the river search, they could have been out there and they've had to have something concrete to spend that kind of money and do something that methodical to search that river, not just based on something he said.
Absolutely.
Right. That's a lot, because you know what I mean.
Yeah. They were there for so long, and they had quite a crew out there. They would not have spent that kind of money if there wasn't
and they
something.
did that reenactment that they showed. The reenactment, they were acting like they were throwing something off. I saw that reenactment. So they had something concrete. I didn't mean to interrupt you. My apologies. They had to have had something concrete, because at least from my perspective, from what I work with in the law and in court and stuff, with a lot of things that go down. Sometimes you just can't go on that person's word.
Right.
Right.
But if if a second person collaborates it,
exactly. If a second person collaborates it, and I don't believe, because lie detector tests, obviously they're not admissible in the court of law, but they could have hooked him up to that too and had another person back it up, and then had that said, okay, you know what, this person, back this up, and he passed the lie detector test, and something concrete, because you just can't go spend that kind of money into that kind of research with a liar.
Right.
Yep.
That's just my take. And I noticed the different evidence flags. And one of my friends used to be in the FBI, and I have an email to him. I was can't wait to hear back from him. Just had a few questions. I was curious on the flags. I noticed the red evidence flag that I didn't see in other areas of the river. Does that, and I just want to know if that has any substantiation to it.
Red versus the yellow one, Jimmy?
Correct. Because there's a red flag there, and that just got my attention. And that just might be my brain overthinking on the legal aspect of it. But I asked him, and I'll let you know when I hear back from him.
Yeah, because I mean, it's clearly relevant.
Yeah.
I will say that, and the information they could have been going off of, it could have been two things. I mean, it could have been a tip they got in 2018, 2017 about something being thrown in the river. And then when Keegan, may have then, said, here's what happened. Yep. That could have been the thing that gave them then two people saying the same story.
Absolutely.
Or it could have been someone that they went back to that they'd interviewed in the past and said, this is what Keegan's saying. And, you might have a legal
absolutely
reason to want to cooperate with us as well right now. And then they collaborated it. Or corroborated it.
Absolutely.
Doug Carter did fly out there for, I'm sure, a reason.
And we know of other people that are involved in this situation that were both in some legal jeopardy at the time that would have had, motive to say something.
That's correct.
Or it could have just been an old tip. That, then, became more important when Keegan said what he did, if he did.
Yeah, mine just keeps zooming in on that red flag caught my attention versus all the other ones. That's just what really got to me, because why that versus all the other ones? And that just could be, that's why I have an email, and I'm going to see if he can give me some insight.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because usually, Steve's not in the house.
Or it could just be that it's Indiana and they ran out of the orange one.
And it could be something that, but it's true. It could be something that minute, though. They could just, you know what, we're out of this. It could be that, though. I mean, I'm not, but that just really stuck out to me.
What do you think, Deb?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think that somebody somewhere, whether it was Keegan or one of the other two people that were questioned, spilled some kind of beans, because they say they brought him out there, and then after they brought him out there, that's when the search in the river started. So there's definitely some valid reason that they did all of that.
Yeah, there's probably some sort of
there's a collaboration there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
collaboration.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like Ashley Garth. She only got a very nominal sentence at first, but she needed to pass the polygraph test for Delphi and for and Nicole Bowen or whatever, but she ended up failing, and so that's why she ended up getting the 48 years, because basically
that was corroborated by, they found her DNA on the cord that
exactly
was used to strangle.
Exactly. So, but I'm sure with Keegan Klein there that what we're not seeing is something that's going on there, obviously, that will come out at a later, date to be shown, I'm sure. Because there's obviously something going on. If they pull him out and they take him down there, there's obviously something going on. And to me, Keegan Klein's just, like I said, he's throwing horse shit to the wind, and whatever sticks to true crime community sticks, but he's causing commotion and, to whoever buys into it. That's probably why it's not that we had really anything too much against that DNR person, even though you have to wonder, because a con is a con is a con, in a sense that, I mean, the guy has multiple charges, so when it's why I personally didn't really care about what the guy was saying, because because it was, if it was coming from Keegan Klein, I knew the story was horseshit, and I wasn't about to feed into it. No different than the Chris Watts case. I'm not about to feed into what I know is bullshit. I'm not going to sit there and try to have views and whatever just because, Chris Watts is a narcissist and he's the big person that everyone's talking about. I just don't feed into that stuff myself, because it's kind of like, to me, it's being fake. If I'm going to talk about like that, I believe that Keegan Klein and this thing, and I'm going to try to get people to come watch me because I'm throwing that theory out there, I wouldn't feel right to myself talking about it, because I know it's horseshit. So it just seemed ridiculous to even, it's to get people on this little, little ants running over to the story, then little ants running. I refuse to add more crap to these cycle that's already going on. That is what I deem as definitely crap information. So that's why I really didn't entertain him too much. And, the other day, go ahead.
Exactly. And I think just what I'm discerning is there's obviously gag orders implemented, because there's usually leaks here and there, but if you notice, this has been pretty tight to the chest. And there have been people I know that have been asked to respond to questions, and they'll say no comment, I have no comment. And I just think there's some gag orders. I
agree.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some very very big deal. And I do believe that Mr. Klein probably got a really good sheer warning from his attorney to kind of not be so loose on the mouth on his interviews. Just
well, that and they
advising him not to be doing interviews, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, now that I think about it, though, I don't really think that said certain channel has been putting out much information like said person was earlier, though, eh? Before
they might have gotten a gag order, they could have gotten a cease and desist, or they could have gotten both, the gag and the cease and desist.
Yeah.
You don't want to violate a gag order. It's not pretty.
Yeah. I don't know what the consequences are for that. What is the consequences?
Some of them have very detailed stipulations, what you can say, what you can't say. They obviously they go under seal. They get sealed. So
Adam, are you flirting with Cordy behind the scenes?
No, I'm not. I was agreeing with you, and I said, and the severity can depend on their importance to the case. I mean, because we of course have multiple probably friends of Libby and Abby's that I'm sure may not have been given official gag orders, but have been told not to speak,
right?
And haven't. So I doubt they would.
And they're underage, and if they were, exactly. And if they're underage, my apologies. If they're underage, the parents obviously have to sign on their behalf, because they would be now they're of age, but you know what I mean. When this transpired, when the murder happened, most of her friends were underage, so the parents would have to interject with that.
Yeah.
If you remember, Anna said something about having to sign documents for permission to check Abby's information. Becky had to sign stuff for them to check Libby's stuff. So the parents have to be involved with a gag order if they're under the age of 18. Now that they're adults,
right.
If you notice,
I know of one instance of a family that offered the electronic device of the child that was in that circle, and the police didn't have any interest in reviewing the information on the phone at the time. So
yes, I saw that. Yes, I did. Yes. Which floored me.
And so, all these years later, of course, it's irrelevant now because a lot of that information is gone.
You're correct. Yes. And I remember at the beginning too, the families felt that there was no online type of Instagram or chat going on either with
Right.
at that time either.
Because they were told that.
Yeah. Yep. Talk about fumble, man. They fumbled it. They really did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and I will say, I don't think that they did anything intentionally or malicious to fumble it. I mean,
No.
I don't think anyone can. I don't discredit Carroll County for being not a big enough county.
Correct.
No one could have been prepared to deal with this.
And then the FBI came in and they were geared on Ron Logan. That was their focus.
Right. Right. And
Well,
Lord knows they were going through their own mess at the time.
Yeah.
The thing that was said by a head person in one of the other counties was that they were offered help from Lafayette and Tobe Lesenby. He said, I'm not sure if it was ego or what, but he declined help. And they only asked for help once they realized that they didn't have the person, because they figured it was going to be quick and easy and they would have it solved right away. So it's like they felt like he didn't need help. And then all of a sudden it was like,
yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So meaning
influx of information they were getting from people, they probably didn't think they needed help.
Right.
Yeah, like the guy's recorded, you have his voice. Of course, the camera is, blurry and all, but you have his voice. You can get an outline of his shape, obviously, and I didn't think it would go out this long. I really didn't.
Right. And the FBI absolutely thought that it was Ron Logan and was pushing that narrative.
They were hell bent on it.
Yep. Yeah.
And did you notice because I read that search warrant and obviously I had to read it more than once to get the whole grasp of it, but they didn't find anything. Everything that they listed on there for probable cause to go in, they found nothing.
Right.
Right.
And they tried their hardest.
Yes. Correct. And that sticks with me too. And there's some people that don't understand that. When you try to explain to them, they didn't find anything nothing, the probable cause, nothing that was listed in that search warrant was found on his residence. And there's just some people that still believe it's him.
It also was, before they went in with the search warrant, was quite a while afterwards. So people, I don't think it's him, but people who do think it say, well, he had like a month? I think it was a month to get rid of everything.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
But I still don't think it's him. He was
don't either, because they got
way over 6 foot.
Yeah. And they took horse hair and stuff from the animals and everything there,
Right.
So he's been ruled out.
Right.
That's just my opinion. Legally, he's been ruled out.
Right. And you're going to tell me, involving C6 bam, and they had every device of his, and they went through them thoroughly.
Absolutely.
If they had found one picture or one thing that was suspicious, they would have done something with it. And
absolutely.
And
I heard from his violation of his parole, Adam. Did you hear this? I did hear that when he did time for the rest of his time for that, he was treated really poorly in prison. I mean,
he was.
It's not a chalet, don't get me wrong, it's prison, but he was treated below average. I've heard that.
Right.
Who was?
Ron Logan.
Ron Logan.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was
he
thinking
was treated below average.
And I'm sure the guy was not perfect. I mean, we know the guy had faults.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think he had anything to do with these girls' murders.
I don't either.
And he was 8 years old.
I will say this. The age thing does not bother me, because there's such a thing as called old man strength. And there are some old men that are strong as horses. So and he was used to getting around his property, creek line, hills, all of that. He took, if you look in the news stories where they had him on video, he had no problem getting around there. So that part does not bother me at all. It's the fact that if it's true that BG is, 5'8" to 5'10", then it's not Ron Logan because he was well over 6 foot tall.
Well, I mean, it goes without saying though that there's not one image of the BG that Ron Logan even looks like the BG.
Right.
I mean,
well, his clothing, the clothing that he was wearing.
Yeah, but the face. I mean, why
and
would
the
I look
hat. And you have talked about the dent in the hat, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was confusing. But by the same token, a lot of people in that area dress that way.
Right.
Right. He did have a flip phone.
Yeah, but they have his flip phone, but there are two numbers that, two phones that were there that they've never identified the owners of. So
yeah, tell me about that again, Adam. Actually.
And in fact, what he made a call at 2:07 p.m. it was a call, an outgoing call. That they said he, in that affidavit, they said he made from the vicinity of the bridge. His property was the vicinity of the bridge. I'm like, so he would have had to have gotten, not 2:07, it was 2:09. He would have literally had to have gotten to those girls
in 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes.
Right.
And been off the phone.
Right.
So, but they did say that there are two phones they've never been able to identify the owners of, because they did do a I can't remember what it's called, but it basically a dump where they get all of the phones that were attached to those cell towers, and they went one by one to rule out who was in the area during those times, and there have only been two numbers that they have that are still unaccounted for to this day. They don't know who owned the phones, which means they were, pay as you go,
like phone. A track phone.
Like a track phone, or a burner phone.
Yep.
So, and I mean, right there to me is okay, well, there's the anomaly in all of the phones. If you can make sense of where everyone's phones were at all certain time, but then you can't with these two. That's where, that's where those are the people that had that killed the girls, or the ones that had those phones.
When you get a track phone or a burner phone, and they go say to Walmart to buy it or Target, they're not going to be stupid enough to buy it with their debit or credit card. They're going to pay cash for it, and they're going to buy the minute card, the minutes that you can put on it, or for text messaging. They're going to pay cash for that. They're not going to use any way to trace it back to them.
Exactly.
Do you guys remember?
I'm wondering, something just occurred to me. I wonder if they sold burner phones at that Marathon gas station.
That's what I was saying.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Were you thinking that too, Adam?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, about the Marathon gas station.
Convenience stores do sell them. At least they do out here in Phoenix. Yeah. They do sell those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what if you had someone on camera buying two burner phones?
Exactly.
Speculation.
And they don't have the camera footage because they botched it, if I'm correct, if I heard correctly.
Right.
Am I right that FBI couldn't get it off the hard drive that they submitted to them?
We don't know the fault of whose fault it was. I mean, it could have been a faulty disk. We don't know, but they weren't able to get the information, and they lost it.
Right.
So I'm going to have to lean towards faulty disk, only because the FBI does have its issues, but when it comes to computers and chips and things like that, they do have a pretty good record, at least in Langley, Virginia, at the headquarters. Yes. They're getting stuff out. So something misconstrued maybe there a little bit.
Right. The scary thing to me is the politics that were going on in the Indiana branch of the FBI at the time, because I have always put the highest respect on the FBI, and I used to think that, if anyone blundered this case, it was these small town cops, and it was ISP, and it was Carroll County. And when I really found out about all of the higher up stuff going on in the FBI in Indianapolis, with people ignoring certain things with the Larry Nassar thing, and then getting offered high up jobs, and all of that, and then some of these very same people then being involved with Delphi. I mean, the way the Indianapolis FBI office was run at that time was not with what I would call the accuracy you would want the FBI to be run with.
I agree.
Right.
Well, you worded that perfectly. That's true.
Yeah.
Very good.
I want to remind you guys too from the Open Secrets and on Reddit when when Open Secrets put out a thing that says that Kurtz admitted that he staged Ray Hanish's death, and one of the conversations during that the comment that she put out there was that Kurtz said that he basically flipped phones all the time, for drugs, bought phones. If you guys remember that, actually, with just in regards, when you guys are talking about like phones that were there, Kurtz always had like freaking burner phones, saying that he flipped them for drugs. And Open Secret's like, I don't really buy that, but whatever. Well, to be honest with you, who knows what the truth is there. But I just want to go to a couple of things, friend chat, you guys, for a sec. Cordy says, I went across the bridge, no problem. I also went from the north of the bridge to the kill zone in the woods, traversing gullies, and anyone can make it. So I went across the bridge, no problem. I just went from the north bridge. So you obviously went to the south side, Cordy? And did you go down?
So he's saying the elevation isn't that steep if they had to go like up an incline.
Right. Now if you go by the sandbar.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, the north side is the side that they would have started on. The south side, obviously, is the Weber house over there. So, yeah. Trish, I actually don't understand what you're saying. I'm looking at your sentence, but it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. She says, I really don't think Ellie had a picture with BG's face. I think Libby only got from the neck down because he was attacking so fast. That does not make sense at all to me, personally. I mean, like, that doesn't make sense.
Can you repeat that, Sonny? What did it say?
A clear picture, maybe? Is that what she
She's saying that she doesn't think that BG's face is actually in there, that she only got from the neck down, and that maybe they superimposed a face on there. Is that what she's trying to?
That would be too much theorizing.
That would that would be a lot.
Is that what you're trying to say, Tish, in that comment? Like that's a whole line of thinking that I don't even go down because there is a BG. Okay, so I don't know why. Like, what makes you actually think that? Because there's clearly the BG in the frame, so you think that they put on a head, but really, yeah, I think.
I guess I took it a little different.
No, she's saying right depth, so she actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to touch it with a 20-foot pole myself because I don't. That's in line with saying that the girls weren't really on the bridge type of thing. It's not my thinking whatsoever.
And what benefit would it? What benefit would it do for the families or law enforcement to do that?
That's true.
Right.
Why wouldn't they? It would hurt themselves, solve the case, and what purpose would they do that for?
Yeah.
So, I mean, go down your own path, but that's just I would ask myself that, like, what purpose does that serve?
To anyone, to be honest. So they're putting out a picture of a person and they're looking for somebody that doesn't exist. So they're gonna put a face on it. That's what it's come up. I should said maybe Ali put a head on body. Yeah.
But why? I'm not trying to be rude, but why? Like, what benefit does it do for them? Because they've gotten criticism for 6 years almost now because of what they haven't been able to solve, and that would have just been adding to the, the criticism that they should be getting if they've muddied the case even more than it was already.
Yeah.
So,
Herman,
I just feel like there's a brick wall there when you go down that path.
Yeah, it does, because it doesn't make sense. That's to me going into what I call orbit with the case, and like, no offense, but it's just unrealistic to believe that line of thinking, to be honest. But it's your path, and if that's what you feel, Tish, then all the power to you, to be honest. If that's what you feel. I don't know where you got that from or where you thought that from, because
and I wasn't trying to be rude. I really wasn't. I was just I always ask myself that question though when things like that come up. I'm like, what purpose does this serve? Like, and how would it benefit them?
Yeah.
Right. Because exactly. So
and that's logical questions to ask too.
Yeah.
Well, Courtney says if you go north through the woods about 2 gullies up to Ron's, 1 steep slope to Kill Zone, and then flat with the 3-foot drop to the river, with inclines to Deer Creek for horses about 2.
Courtney, did you go by yourself when you were doing it, or did you have someone with you? Like, were you timing anything, or
Courtney, I'll go with you. And Tish, Tish, thank you, because you never have to worry about asking a question on this channel. We will always try to respectfully answer it, and even if you disagree. So yeah, thank you for being so kind.
So sorry, I just want to read what you said here again. If you go from the north through the woods, about 2 gullies up to Ron's, 1 steep slope to the Kill Zone, then flat with about 3 feet drop to the river, with inclines to Deer Creek for horses about 2. I'm trying to picture this picture. I'm trying to paint the picture of what I'm reading here.
Yeah. Sorry. Through the woods, 2 gullies. Oh, this is if you're not going to if you're not crossing the bridge. If you're on the north side of the, correct me if I'm wrong, Cordy, but if you're on the north side of the bridge and you took off, and you go through that north,
put that back. Thank you.
And you go through that, and you go through that north trail that I think Greeno's done. A couple people have done it. There's that steep ravine. You go down and you come up, and then you get kind of down into the bowl where the crime scene allegedly is. And then if you were to walk over to the river, it is about a 3-foot decrease in elevation. But there is a couple feet over. You can get down there easier. But that is where the horses and everything would come up. So I think that was the confusion. I don't think she's talking about if you'd crossed the bridge. I think it's that path if you go around without going on the bridge.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay.
If I'm wrong, correct me.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Just to ask you guys, what do you think was the entry and exit of BG?
I did hear today that there are 2 more planks missing from the bridge that weren't there last time someone was there, and that it's getting close to the point where no one should walk across it.
No one should probably walk across it anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But anyway, back to my question. What do you guys think was the actual entry for BG's? I say BG, but it's more than one person. But do you guys think it was from Ron Logan's side, the cemetery side, or do you think it was from the south side?
The south side.
I don't think it was from the cemetery side, because that would mean they'd have to either come a roundabout or they'd have to cross that river.
I agree.
Yep, I'm with you, Deb.
Yep.
So do you think that BG walked by them and then turned around?
I don't know if he walked by them. I could have been waiting on that bench that's out or sitting somewhere on the trail where he would have seen them walk up off of the Mary, whatever that name is, where they parked and came up. There's that fork in the road. He could have been sitting anywhere in that or anywhere in the tree line.
Wait, did you not just say the south side? Did you say the south side?
What?
Adam, did you say the south side? I said, which way do you think that the BG came in from?
I think he came in from the side the girls did.
Okay,
yeah.
So you the north side, okay.
Yeah. And I think that you're onto something with that bench, because I remember in an interview, Doug Carter talking specifically about that bench.
Right. No one would have thought twice about seeing a man sitting on a bench.
Right.
Deb, tell, because even I don't remember exactly what was said there. Do you?
I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. He
Or
said
even the gist.
Right.
something about the fact that every time I see this bench,
Mhm.
I think about, I can't remember the exact quote. Maybe somebody else does.
I can't remember this quote, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It was the it was the press conference he did on the anniversary when he was out there.
I think it was an interview with Barbara McDonald.
Okay.
I can't even talk. Barbara McDonald.
Cordy said yes through the woods. Yeah, through the woods. Trails inclined to the creek with a very slight incline. Cordy, I don't know how long ago you did that, but I was told that yesterday that from someone that's been out there a few times that the crime scene is, or well, they had a little dispute over where the crime scene was, but that the crime scene is so different looking now because of the elevation or all of the what's the word, stuff that's grown up.
Yeah, foliage.
Yeah, the foliage is everything. Even this time of year it makes the whole area look so different than it did then, and that they weren't even sure, like at this point, if you could get horses back there, because Ron's also not been there to keep that, to cut those paths back.
Right, and I will say that Steve did go to Ron's house and knock on the door, look all around. There was no one there, and he said it looked very much abandoned.
Well, yeah.
So I'm sure it hasn't been kept up.
Yeah.
All the way back through there.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear his first hand account.
Well, he did. I was trying to listen to it when I saw you guys come on. He did a little video from Purdue's home after the first day, I think. So I'm going to watch that when I get off of here. People might check that out.
Was it after those 2 bottles of wine?
It was the next day.
Probably a little later in the day. I'm playing. I hope they got home safely.
He what?
I hope they got home safely.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, they might. Well, I don't know if they made it today. They might be tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought they were leaving later today, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh, I thought they were leaving this morning, but I mean, it doesn't matter. But and I thought they were going to stay somewhere overnight.
Yeah.
Let me check their cameras.
All right, Sonny. So which way do you think BG came in?
Honestly, I get confused every time I think about what happened here. I don't really put any thought too much into it anymore because I honestly don't know if it's from the north side or the south side. It makes sense that it was the north side, but it makes sense that it's that. But I'm this one I'm just so confused on because I still don't know whether to believe that it was as simple as, here we go, do-de-do, bodies found across the water. I don't believe it's that simple at all. I think that that's a very simplistic, and that's why the timing is off. I think it's quite different. Libby's phone pinged at 2:30 in the morning. There's so many things that it can go both ways for me, to be honest. So if I was gonna say what sounds more of a natural thing to happen, it would be from the north side. But that there was people on the south side waiting. Sometimes I want to think this side, but I just feel like it's from the north side that the BG was coming along. But I get, but then you look at the picture of Abby and you don't see anyone behind her at all in the picture. So I just get turned around, to be honest. And that's why I don't put a lot of thought into it, because it doesn't make or break the case of who the BG is and who's involved to me. So I don't put a lot of effort into it. I think about it, but not like I used to. I used to kind of try to, wonder what happened exactly. Kay Weber's house here, overlooking the crime scene or whatever. I really just don't put a lot of thought into it because I find that the information is too confusing around it. whether it's the drone, whether it's a search party that didn't find anything. I just think that there's too much that can go flip both ways for it. So I'm going to plead the fifth on this one. It's too much of a mystery still to me. Well, I don't know. What do you guys all think? What is whoever else is next?
Can I ask a quick question or make a statement? You talked about the 2:30 phone ping, and I just am not sure that the phone actually pinged at 2:30, or that's when they got the report back that the phone had pinged from that location earlier.
No,
does anybody remember?
Well, there was literally a conversation when Mike Patty is talking about this and about how the phone pinged there, and that they went there to search because that's where the phone pinged was from. So they went back to the Monan area at 2:30 in the morning, and they couldn't find where it was coming from. Like they didn't find the phone.
Right, but I think then there was a straightening of that information out later that said it wasn't that the phone pinged at 2:30, that's when they got the report back of where it had pinged last, and they went back. Am I imagining that? I swear I could remember that. I need to look for that.
Right.
I remember listening to it not too long ago, and all I was thinking was, all that my ears were hearing was, okay, they went back out, it pinged 2:30, because this is when the screams happened around as well, right?
Right. Well, I think the answer to that would lie in the fact that I don't know if at that point iPhones actually pinged after the battery died. I know they do now.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they did then. And by all accounts, we're under the understanding that Libby's phone was dead and had no, and was, it was dead by that time.
Right.
And so I don't know how it could have pinged if that was not a capability of the phone at the time. So I don't know when that became a thing.
Hold on, was it GPS or was it
question?
I mean, it could have been that it was more of a GPS location that it gave.
Well, no, but phones didn't used to give any location after the battery was dead. They do now, but they didn't.
Yeah, but then that would fall in line with the other side that the girls were put back there at a different time. Obviously, the phone was charged or something.
Well, no,
or just that, or just what I said, that they only got the report back that they had asked for.
Yeah,
about
because if the phone had been charged
at 2:30.
Yeah, because if the phone was charged in between, it would have pinged once it was charged.
Right.
So I think that's the way you would answer that question, is just to know when that technology became available.
That's true.
Well, at the end of the day, they still went to the Monan High Bridge because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
So because of the girls, because two girls said that they heard screaming coming from, like, what did they say? Do you remember, guys? Was it from around however they
heard
it.
Screaming at 2:30 around 2:30 in the morning. And the story was from law enforcement that it was some kids playing on a trampoline
outside at 2:30 in the morning in Indiana.
Yeah.
In 30-degree weather.
Okay. It's plausible then.
Yeah.
Who owns
I've
what
had
now?
multiple people tell me now that, in Indiana, think about how cold it gets there. Most people take their trampolines down in the winter because they don't want the metal to rust. Mm-hmm. So, having a trampoline up in February would be, unlikely anyway.
Yeah.
And you could pretty much pinpoint the houses close enough that happened from.
Unless they had a cover for it.
True.
I mean, we don't know.
And bad parenting.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Ben here asked a question. He said, do you think he crossed the bridge before the girls and waited for them on the south side? That's from Ben.
I've thought about that. It is absolutely possible that he came out from the other side and, passed them and then turned around and said, guys, it is possible. It's also possible that there was somebody else waiting on the other side and there were more than one, because we go back to, what's his name? That officer that said, I can't think of his name right now.
Holman?
That said, no, it wasn't Holman. The dark-haired one with the glasses. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You go back.
Riley?
No, They're all like, he's red haired. You go back to him, the officer saying that, you know, it's just like the media. You see this in front of you, but what's behind it?
Right.
You know, you guys, when Abby says, you know, is that creepy guy still behind, or whatever word
Is he
He's
still behind
me, isn't he? Yeah.
That, to me, that just oozes north side.
Well, she was facing the other way, so he wouldn't be behind her then.
Right. Because because Libby was on the south side taking the picture. Libby was still more north.
Yeah.
Look, okay, on this Google Earth, wasn't it about, tell me, wasn't it about over here that this when the picture was taken, like the video? Was it up here?
Well, no. So, I mean, where's the bridge end?
Right here.
So
it would have been up to that.
Yeah, Libby was standing with like basically right off the bridge, and Libby was at the first platform, or was standing there. Like,
Abby.
Abby, I'm sorry.
Right there. Bring your cursor back. Right there. That platform.
Well, is that 60 or 70 feet away? Because that's
he was past her. He was coming towards her.
Yeah, where you have the Keegan Dunker pin is kind of where he started walking. Was I think where she kind of started recording.
Yeah.
Because then the crooked tree is right there.
Wait, I'm confused because
tree, but you know,
because it was
the fork tree.
When she recorded on Gray Hughes has gone over that, it was like 60 or 70 feet away, and it wasn't a platform here. Is that
no? Listen, Abby was on that first platform, and BG was further away from her. Right. He wasn't up on her when she started recording. So move your cursor forward. So he was that way.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then people have done how long it would take to walk from there to where they were.
I'm on the south side, though, you guys. This is the south side.
Yeah, from the north to the south.
Yeah.
Abby wasn't here when the picture was taken.
What?
No, you're not No, Libby
was
at the end. See where at the south side where at the end where your little yellow pin is.
Yeah.
Now go up from that and you see that first platform. That's where Abby was, that first platform. And then he was further
behind her.
Keep going, he was further behind her.
Approaching them.
Right.
About where?
Yeah. So Abby had her back to him.
Right.
Right. So my thing is that when Abby said that, though, is the creepy guy, she would have said it when she met up with Libby.
No, she didn't reach Libby until he reached her before she reached Libby, because there's a picture of her. Yeah, there's a picture of her arm off that platform.
Right.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, and Libby and Abby were a lot. I mean, they weren't really that far apart. So that's when we hear Abby, because he's so tiny. Libby was facing him, but Abby was facing Libby.
Right.
So the behind me is the coming from the bridge.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try to get out my point here. My point is that if Libby or Abby said to Libby, he's still following us, isn't he? They would have to be within, obviously, a very short distance together.
Well, they could still hear. No, they could still be talking. Like if you're 10 feet from somebody, you can hear what they're saying, right?
Yeah. See, that's why I don't go down this part, because it's just too much. There's just too much speculation to me about it all, and it doesn't solve the case. It's just more of a wanting to know what happened, and I just always find that it's so diluted with drones and not finding the cell phone or the shoe till the next day, and
law enforcement has never said that she said it, so maybe maybe who knows.
But Becky has verified it. I have the copy of the text.
Oh, yeah.
You talking about what was said, you mean, Deb?
Yeah.
And in what order? You played it, yeah. I thought that was really interesting, actually. Mm-hmm. It's one of the very few times that I've watched him, just because there was stuff that I didn't really hear before or know. that was, I think the one that Gray Hughes was talking about was like, Anna's friend is the one that was telling it. So meaning that the information came from Anna.
One thing, I mean, I do think that, you know, the BG had previously been all over that area. So he had probably been on both sides of that bridge. I think he had previously at least had an idea of where he wanted to end up with the girls. I don't know if it was pre-staged, but I mean, I think he had an idea of what he was too controlled to not have had something in mind already.
It was planned out, strategically planned out.
Exactly.
Right.
And again, to me, I'll go back to Julian Powell. What the hell is he doing on the bridge on the 12th, the day before the murders, with a camera? I really believe that that's a like the pre-test. They're pre-testing it out.
It is odd.
And if you want to do something like this in that area, he knew exactly where he needed to have those girls waiting for him. And so he knew anywhere else that he had those girls waiting for him in that area.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. Then nothing was in his favor. But he knew if they were waiting there for him, that he'd have full control.
Yep.
And it is kind of a military tactic, actually, to leave, to press them into an area where they don't have a way to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then especially when you look at the crime scene, you can see if you're standing in where the crime scene is, or where the bodies were found, you can look up and see the bridge. So, I mean, he could have looked up to see if someone was coming across that bridge at any point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys believe that the Weber house was involved in any part of them at all?
I mean, it's a broad statement. I don't know. I guess could have gone on
just
the property.
In general.
We know that Kay wasn't there at the time, so.
Don't you think it was odd though that Brad Weber just kind of miraculously showed up at the same time, pretty much?
But I think he does it every day.
I mean, I guess I would, right, and that's why I've just always left it alone. But there's always something that bugs me about.
I mean, he was there. He was there yesterday when the people we know went to the bridge.
Yeah, and Kay was gone. She's like a snowbird, and so he was checking out and make sure everything was okay there.
Right, and she has sold some of the property around her house, so there's
I'm gonna say yes, probably Herman to that. To be honest, it just seems it's too like, why the hell was he on the bridge with a camera? And there's lots of cameras. I think it's a good thought for sure that was something that was, like, again, this was planned. This was a staging of the bodies. There was cameras. The BG was decked out with his gear, like as if he was in freaking Call of Duty type of thing.
And how many times had he been out there planning this? Like, how many times had he done a dry run or walked that bridge? And thought every time planning it. So think of all the people that had been there on other days that probably encountered this person while he was making the plan. Yeah.
And we do know that JP drove past there every single day on his way to work.
Yeah, and he double talked himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he double talked himself on Sluice. That's why I disregarded him, because I knew he was lying about what meaning he double talked himself. 1 minute he says, I was driving to work, and then all of a sudden I was feeling sick or something like that, or whatever he said, my wife and kids were sick or something. And then he changed up in the same breath, not too long after that. He changed it up and he's like, well, I was at home, and like whatever he said, I can't remember, but I just remember it was double talking. And I was like, dude, you're just trying to insert yourself into this. But then once I realized that there was more cameras at the crime scene than just on the BG, I'm like, and then I'm looking at the microphone of the BG to the one that's on the bunny rabbit. I'm like, and you're on the bridge on the 12th, and you're Cracker Jack, in a sense, like, meaning you're literally displaying, like, it's just one of those things that you would be a fool not to look at that angle. Like, meaning for Ellie, of course, because why are you there? and Ellie would know exactly what's at the crime scene and how it was set up and what was staged and why it was, like, meaning they said it was a misdirect, but it's just a crazy crime scene. And it's not something that I deem that like when I say adult individuals would go, ooh, let's put out some bunnies. And you know what I mean? It's more of what I deem as like Ashley Gar's cryptic note. It's like a childish scribble. Let's put out some stuffed animals and some cameras and some knives. And it just reminds me of a mind game that younger people would think of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was just going to do something and I forget. But anyways, who knows? It's very, when it comes to that, I just kind of look at the line.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This just came to my mind. This is a little bit off what we're talking about, but without mentioning a name of a podcast that had claimed because since we're talking about Keegan earlier, and it just came to my mind, I wanted your thought on this. They said that they obtained that document that got leaked. They said they found it on the website. It was accidentally posted on the court's website for the public. Mm-hmm. And do you happen to know if they got a screenshot to back that evidence up?
Well, you have a 194 page?
Yeah, one of the podcasts said that they had obtained that document about
it was an accident. Yeah, it was an accident. We know it was.
Did they get a screenshot? See, I'm all about like evidence, exhibits, A, B, C, timestamps. I mean, were they able to back that up? Like, hey, we found this at this time. Did they screenshot it? Like, do you see what I mean?
I'll just tell you.
It wasn't leaked to them. They actually have a screenshot showing that they found it.
We just know that it wasn't leaked, and it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
That was flying in my brain, and I'm like, let me about that. I know we're backing up from what we were discussing. My apologies, but I wanted a verification on that.
It's something that shouldn't have happened, but did, and it is what it is. Simple as that. But,
and they weren't the only ones that stumbled across it. That's another reason it wasn't leaked.
Yeah, and I didn't know, because I'm all about like screenshots and stuff, because the line of work that I do, there was some fraud going on in the land records, and I took a screenshot, and sure enough, the next day I went back, it was changed. Different. And I was just curious if they screenshotted it. So I'm just glad they got it off the public website. Yeah. That makes me happy anyway. They got it off. Does anybody know if some of the stuff was redacted that was released, though? The people that released it, did they redact any of it? I can't mention the podcast, but you know what I mean. Some of the transcripts that they found, were any of it redacted, or was it full throttle? Was it
the 194 one? The 194 page one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they personally redacted it and put their watermark on it.
Okay.
It's okay to say murder sheets, by the way. Because that's
I didn't know if I was allowed to mention that.
It's been out there for a long time.
Okay.
So what happened was someone was going to. So we have the unredacted, but at the time that it happened, someone threatened to put the unredacted out. So Murder Sheets quickly redacted it to get it out there. And it basically worked because most people just have the redacted copy.
Yeah.
But as time has gone on now, obviously the unredacted, is out there. So, so that's really just what happened.
Right. And they were new to that at the time as well. So, I think when they came out and they were like, oh, we're going to release the next part of this next week, I don't think they anticipated that, the intrigue and that people were going to be like, oh, well, we'll put it out tonight. And so they literally had to scramble and, get that done because they didn't want those names that were out there to be released. But, they didn't want to be responsible for that.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. That's just something that just came in. I was thinking about before, and my brain is wired differently than your brain and Deb's brain and Sunny's brain. And I'm all about, something comes out, that's in front of you evidentiary wise on the computer, on a public record. I try to screenshots. That's just how I was trained, because things get fraudulently changed and stuff. I've seen it happen, and I'm just all about the evidence, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But that's what makes a strong team. Sorry, I was eating something. But that's what makes a strong team, right? Is that everyone has their attributes and what brings to the table. And so,
Between Sunny, Deb, and I, usually one of us have screenshots of everything, of something.
And I'm going to thank each of you
Right,
because
Deb?
of you, Sunny and Adam and Deb. You guys introduced me to Steve and Mrs. Steve.
Yeah.
I didn't know about them until you guys, and I really appreciate them. They are wonderful. Thank you.
They are wonderful people.
Let me apologize to Anna quickly. And who's there? Who's wonderful people?
Steve and
Mr. and
Andrea.
Mrs. Steve.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who those people are myself, but
I think he was a Chippendales dancer in Atlanta. And she was
I knew it. He was rocking it to AC/DC, I'm telling you.
I mean, all we know is he had the costume.
Yeah.
We don't know.
He was dancing to AC/DC's Dirty Deeds.
Right under. Gee, that's exactly it. Just quickly, Anna, how long ago did this happen? By the way,
She's been gone for a while. I was worried about her.
Well, no, and remember we looked into it one time, and that was a month or two ago because it came to our attention. In fact, we couldn't figure it out.
Huh?
Debbie, there's a question for you up on the screen.
Oh,
that's Anna's. That's
I'm sorry.
Hi, Anna. So when Sloopy messaged me last night, I was like, it reminded me, and I immediately sent, as soon as we ended the live, I messaged Sunny and Deb and said, hey, I can't remember, did we ever figure anything out about this? And then Sunny solved it today.
Well, I was gonna say it would have been my fault though. So but
it was never the intention.
No,
we all knew it was an accident if it did happen.
Well, right, because there's times when you go block someone and you think, and you go click, and then it jumps to the next person, and it's because somebody else did something. Like for instance, let's say I go block somebody, but a mod gets to the timeout ahead of it. So next thing you know, the block that I think I'm doing, which is on the person, ends up being somebody else, but you don't realize who it even was because it's not like it was telling you. At least not in StreamYard. Maybe if I would have looked to whatever. So that little question mark comes in your head going, did I just block or boot somebody else? And so anyway, so chances are if it was brought to my attention, I would have looked. But then, what happens is that even on the big desktop here, Anna, when you go to the settings in the community on the YouTube studio, the box is so small, and I have about at least 700 people blocked. So I'll usually scroll up and down. So I might have went, no, don't see her on the list. Mm-hmm. And then when it came to my attention yesterday again, because totally forgot, my bad, Anna, because I know you're always in here. And then I was like, oh, there she is right there in the block list. But it's just that it's only a little space that you get a look at. So it's kind of like, when you're trying to get something and you're scrolling and then all of a sudden it goes past and back and forth. And it's like, you can see that you're not seeing it because it's such a small little space that in you. So that's what I find irritating. It's like, just open it up to this big, square that you can see all the names. It's like you're in a little box, even though I'm on a 36-inch desktop. It's like a little box and you're just scrolling. And then it will say, do you want to see more? Do you want to see 306 more? Not really, but okay. So anyways, Anna, I'm going to apologize to you for Adam for doing that to you right now, to be honest. Sorry. See, Adam's accepting. Yep. Randy Gravit. Yeah. Is Randy in the house? Oh, there he is. Hi, Randy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is this? What does Laura say? I emailed Steve the day before he traveled here, like he instructed, so he could pass along his itinerary to meet up. But I didn't hear back. I'm sure he was busy. Well, I think that's again because Adam emailed him ahead of time before that and said if Laura even tries to attempt to meet up with you, it was something close. Yeah,
everything is my fault.
While he's not looking, I can say this.
When I created their itinerary for them, I kept it very tight so that I knew where they had to be.
I know, right? Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that, Anna. Like I said, I'm not even sure how long it has been, to be honest with you. Every time I see this name, it reminds me of the Amityville Horror for some reason. And then there's like a lemon for a picture.
Amy L.
Amy,
Yeah.
okay, Amityville Horror. I see it. I got you.
What's wrong, Laura? Laura says her feelings are hurt.
What's wrong,
Oh,
Laura?
I would
honey,
never.
what's
I was
wrong?
joking.
Did we
Laura.
miss something?
Hold on. Where's
She
Laura?
says I emailed Steve day before they traveled here, like he instructed. He could pass along his itinerary to meet up, but I didn't hear back. Well, you know what happened is his itinerary got all screwed up. The day that he thought he was supposed to do the whole, filming didn't happen on that day. It didn't happen until the next day. And so I'm sure that's probably what was going on.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional.
Yeah. And I know that when I was there having dinner with him Monday night, he said, I asked him if someone had contacted him about a certain thing that was going on. Not you, Adam. And he said,
I was laughing.
He said, honestly, I have to check my email. I've got to remember to do that. I haven't checked my email. And he said, I'm waiting on somebody to get back with me on that. It was cop facts.
Right. Was it?
Yeah.
Well, and Deb, you even, I know on Monday, I mean, at what time in the afternoon was it before you knew 100% that dinner was happening?
Yeah, it was. I mean,
it was you. It was everyone.
Right, because when his schedule got changed, then we thought the meal was gonna be Tuesday, and I'm like, oh no, I hope not, because we couldn't go then. And then it was finally solidified, that in fact it was Monday. So yeah, it was a little crazy.
But Laura, you don't have to let him off the hook. You know it was not deliberate. But next time if you choose to go back to one of his lives, maybe you should mention to him that one strike is okay, but
Adam.
And can I say something?
Laura, I wouldn't stand you up.
Laura, no, I did not cook. We went to Purdue RN's house. Purdue is always in our chat usually. We went to her house and she made a phenomenal meal. Prime rib, twice baked potatoes, peas. We had pumpkin. We had a great salad beforehand, and pumpkin pie at the end.
I heard you had a lot of wine to drink, Deb.
We did not. Nobody can prove it.
I have pictures.
Yeah.
You do not.
I do too.
Hey, one sec. Cordy, Money Justice here. What will make Laura Dune feel better is $1 million donation to our channel within the next, 30 seconds. I feel like Money Justice would approve of this.
Cordy, that's mean.
Cordy says he waited on the bridge for Adam, but he never showed up.
Just like
Shame on you, Adam, standing people up.
I know. I never should have used that model's picture from Alaska.
Adam doesn't need a stool.
Adam was supposed to jump out of a birthday cake for me on my birthday and do a dance for me, and he didn't. So I know how you feel.
He's such a disappointment.
Who's the whore now?
Again, something my parents have told me. But someone else's birthday was Monday, and I'm so sorry that Sloopy's birthday was Monday. And after everything that happened,
happy belated birthday, Sloopy.
Everything that happened, I blinked on it, and I'm so sorry, Sloopy, and Joe Farmer as well.
Deb, you want to sing to her, Deb?
Yeah, Deb.
I have my mouth full of chips.
Or Deb.
I will in a minute.
Figure it out and keep singing it.
But I'm having lunch with Sloopy on Monday.
Okay. So you'll make it up to her then. Okay.
I don't think a once a week thing now this stuff. Huh?
Yeah, I know. It's getting a little old, Deb. It's getting a little braggadocious.
I think Deb made a list of all of my favorite people, and then she's like, "Okay, check." check. It's as above, so below.
Funny.
They just asked me. They asked me, and I said, okay.
Yeah, I think
Honey
it's
or Adam or somebody has control. Can you do me a favor and put up Bianca's comment, Bianca Helton?
yeah, right there.
Thank you.
The key person to talk to solve this tragedy, in my opinion, is the ski mask girl. Whoever told her to introduce LG to AS is the person who is behind the whole revenge plan. So who was this person? Okay, so you think it's that. Let me see this. So to introduce LG, Liberty German, to Anthony Schatz. Yeah, the key person to talk to solve this tragedy, in my opinion, is the ski mask girl.
Wait, what?
The guy that showed up to her house when she got off the bus, ski mask, when she was talking to him, right?
Saying it's just exactly what I've just been saying the whole time.
Yeah.
The connection of everything.
Yeah. This has always been a little thorn in our ass, to be honest with you. Where that line fits in exactly.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. Hey, Randy, what's Randy saying? Purdue RNs, she paid for our dinner at Brick and Mortar in Delphi.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Such a doll. She's so beautiful.
Randy, beautiful. I know that someone else wanted to join you that had been with you earlier that day, but she had to get home to her husband. But I know that she wanted to go to dinner with you guys that night. But she said you were lovely that day.
Our generous contributor has to go to bed. You horse.
Yeah. You have a date planned with Qwerty and we're just finding out now?
Apparently so.
Qwerty, I won't be happy unless that says 501. Oops, I know you can't do that.
Qwerty, just make Deb pick up the bill.
This is Deb's other.
You guys are hilarious tonight. I love it.
Oh, plus Debbie. Oh, I see how it is. Oh, okay. Deb, who's the whore now?
Qwerty said this is Deb's other account.
I know, right? That's funny.
That's pretty cool.
Qwerty,
anyway,
Qwerty's on a roll, man. Qwerty's pretty funny tonight.
She said they said they were drinking.
Qwerty's got jokes. He did say he was drinking. Hey, Qwerty. So if you meet Adam before our Halloween live, because we're having a fun night on Halloween. It's Deb's husband now too, huh? Yeah, so if you meet Adam before Halloween, then you can come join the live on Halloween night with us as well.
I mean, Qwerty, I'm off this whole weekend. I could fly into Indianapolis. We can make it happen. Unless you're going to be in Lake Norman.
I feel like there's,
I want to get you out here, Phoenix. Adam. I want you to come out to Phoenix.
Are you in Phoenix?
Yeah, I'm in Phoenix. Yep.
World.
I always forget that not everyone stalks everyone after they. I'm like, of course she's in Phoenix. Yes. I knew immediately that.
Oh no, Anna! I think Anna's wrong. Asshat, he absolutely admires us. Right. I mean, asshat. I mean, I call him asshat because he looks like an asshat, to be honest with you. But he loves this channel, and I don't know why you're talking about him like that. He's a fan of ours. Like, it might be reverse psychology that he's using, but really he does love us. He's just having a hard time admitting it. So yeah, and I do put out for $5.69. I'll put it.
And I have heard many times now about this Reddit thread, but I've yet to see. I don't want to look. I don't want to see it. I put the information that I put out there, and then I provided the proof that backed it up. And if people want to, I can't control people's reaction to it. People had every right to question my integrity and my validity to what I was saying. I think everyone should do that for everything, but I can do nothing other than put out there what I can. And
And
well, you know, there's a difference in, you know, having a question about the storyline that someone's putting out and being rude and nasty about it. So people just start asking a question. Does anyone have proof that this is real? You don't have to say, oh, this person's lying. That's uncalled for. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we can't control that.
1 second. Laura, I'll get to you in 1 second. Cordy wants to know, you said you put out just a second ago, where and exactly when, Adam? Are you going to be willing to do this?
Cordy, I can show up in Indianapolis. You can show up in Lake Norman, wherever. You tell me.
I'm stuck at a nuclear plant.
I just want to be the little spoon.
Kitty's the bomb, or I think Cordy's the bomb.
Cordy, the one by Decatur. Like there are 3 in Illinois, I think.
Let me just answer Laura really quickly here. Laura, the bio one is you send it to the PayPal in the bio link because that's where Twitter is. It's all my links. Okay, so if you try to donate to the children for Christmas, 100% that goes to the kids only. Okay, if you're trying to donate for the Blaine's funeral, that's the funeral website right there where you donate right to the funeral, and that's the only 2 ways that we will recommend for donations. We won't recommend anything beyond that. So if it's for the kids, 100%. Also, yeah, so however you want to do that, if you are interested. And if anybody else is interested, by the way. Yeah. And yeah, Cordy doesn't know it, but my PayPal is actually different than most people's. It actually accepts $1 million funds. I mean, maybe in about what, $100-$500 installments, but it takes it. Okay, but I think Cordy said he had to go to bed. So if you're going to bed, Cordy, I mean, you are the bomb, apparently.
Good night, sweet Cordy.
Good night.
Yeah, if you're going to bed, I want to say thank you so much for contributing to. See, Deb gets 0. We're the bums here.
Lisa. She says, yes, always verify. I'm supposed to take Aspen's word that he's never had Botox.
Oh my goodness.
Lisa for the win.
Yeah, but Anna, I mean, you know, you can never control what other people are going to say, and then people have the right to say whatever they want you to. You know, that's fine. That's right. But I'm just not going to go out there and see it. I stand behind the information I put out. But if they want to say something about me personally, that's their choice and their right. I mean,
Adam, if we had a nickel for every time somebody said something bad about us, you know, because they're trying to take away from our kindness, we'd be rich, to be honest with you.
I was amazed at the amount of people, though, that reached out to me personally that I don't know and just asked me direct questions about it, because I didn't know that it even blown up to that level. Because I don't look at that stuff. But, you know, when I started receiving lots of messages from people that I didn't even know, just asking me, like exactly like Deb said, you know, questioning the content of the information I said. And I took the time with each one of them to answer the questions that they had. And I think that every one of them, you know, genuinely felt, you know, they were thankful and they understood it. So.
Yeah.
I think it would be a bad idea for me to go on Reddit and read bad things about myself after this week.
Yeah. Yeah. We'd have to care, really, and we just don't. You know, like we don't. Not to what they think. It just gets old and boring, to be honest with you.
What those people say and how they say it says more about the kind of person they are than it does about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lisa, I did hear that comment, and could use Botox. Behind that too.
With the filter.
Well, the one nice thing about rumors and slander stuff is we always learn so much detail about ourselves we never knew.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yeah. Well,
I used to always say it's none of my business what people say about me behind my back.
Right.
Hey, Sonny, I'm so glad she thinks that.
I know. Right, Adam?
Oh, I know, Adam. I know.
Oh, she knows, Adam. She's psychic like us. No,
I'll tell you what, Adam, you come out here to Phoenix, I'll get you a Botox facial.
I really.
Woo!
He's not
I don't
kidding.
even know what a Botox facial is.
You don't even need a facial. You're hot the way you are. But Botox facial is like a derma stamp, and it has microneedling, and you can go like 0.5 millimeters up to 2.5.
Is
Then
that
you
like one of those
put, like,
vampire ones?
similar, and then you put a little bit of hyaluronic acid in it with a little bit of like Botox, and then you stamp it all over your face like a facial.
Okay.
I would recommend the 0.5 mm so it doesn't hurt.
I'm into injecting things that I can pronounce into my face. Sure. No, I'm kidding.
But that's offers out there. I would treat you to one.
Oh, I haven't been out there. It's a great state. I haven't been out to Phoenix in a long time. Scottsdale, Sedona, gorgeous.
So are the baseball players on the Diamondbacks. They're gorgeous too.
Oh, are they?
Oh yes. Woo.
I've heard the Mets have some good-looking ones too.
Yes, I'm a Mets fan too.
I know you are.
The D-backs and the Mets. Okay, well, Adam, I'm inviting you out. So if you ever want to come out, you can hang.
Okay. Yeah. The
You're
last
safe
time
with old metal mama here. I'm old. You're safe.
you're not old. You probably got hours after I went to bed.
That's because I'm in menopause and I can't sleep.
Oh, is that why you're always up early? Okay.
Lisa, I'm aware that Phoenix is in Arizona.
Oh, Lisa,
But I'm bummed.
Oh my gosh, that's great tonight.
Notice Lisa's never invited me anymore.
Yeah, Lisa.
And I'd be afraid if I got there, it would be an intervention.
Hey, we're gonna you guys, just quickly in the Streamlabs, I added the link for the obituary for where you can go donate. Okay, like I said, we're not recommending, because of the drama around this, we're recommending two things. For the actual money donations. Okay, Deb. As for the actual money donations to Blaine to help with the cost of the funeral, this goes directly to the funeral home to help with costs for Blaine. As for the PayPal, that is direct money that will be given over to Andrew, 100% of it for the kids for Christmas. Okay, Andrew Bess and Phoenix. Okay, so that Andrew can use the money for the children for Christmas from It's a Crime and Shame in honor of Blaine to the children. Those are the two only ways that we will even recommend. We won't recommend anything else. If anything else is out there, we're definitely not recommending it. That's up to anybody else if they want to put money towards another way. But we're sick of drama of it. Blaine was loved by this channel. Blaine and his children and Ashley will be respected by this channel. And we do everything out of love. And that's exactly how we're going to keep it. Blaine, fuck, I miss you, dude. I miss you so much. I know you guys do too. I know Adam does. Deb, she's gone, so she doesn't, obviously. But no, we miss you so much. And I really do miss Blaine. Each night I leave a message in his messenger. And I will do so again tonight.
I appreciated his honesty and how open he was. And I learned from him, and I loved him. I did.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Yeah.
He was definitely an open book, and he was very generous with his experiences because he wanted others to learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We're devastated at the loss of Blaine. I want to cry right now, even talking about it. Yes, there was drama. It started from Michael Phillips. I'm not going to get into it more than that. But when you get shit on a few times by certain things, you put a stop to it and you go about your own way of doing things. So we're in control of what's happening here. And the money for the obituary goes directly to the funeral services. It goes into no other hands. It goes directly to the cost, which is $8,500 for the funeral expenses. And as for the children, like I said, we'll be in control of that. And so the bio link, which has all the Twitter accounts, donations, PayPal, whatever, and our merch site and whatever. Like it's basically the bio link is all your links that you put into one. So that's a great little thing there. I like that. So yeah. And then when we deem the timeline cut off, because Christmas is still a ways away, hopefully Blaine's children, in honor of It's a Crime and Shame, and you guys, right? Because it's the people that are donating. So in honor of our, what do I want to call us? Like justice junkies or whatever you want to call us, will donate that money 100%, give it over to Andrew Bess and Phoenix, which is if anyone doesn't know that name, Andrew and Blaine are in the video of the parody. Plus, if you go to Blaine's channel, Extracted Thoughts. So we will do what's in the best interest of the children and do the things that we are in control of doing. And Blaine meant a lot. His children meant a lot to him. And Ashley, bless her heart, for the fact that she was in rehab when Blaine passed away, and she probably still might be in there, I believe. Either way, our heart goes out to, the family there. Okay. So we love Blaine. Nobody's going to take that away from us. Not any pathetic creator or anything. Nobody. Yep. Right.
You nailed it.
Right.
Nailed it.
Right.
Yeah. Blaine. But I did put the merch back up. So go ahead.
Sonny, is your husband home, or is he at where's the place he travels to sometimes?
He goes over
Whistler.
to. Oh yeah. He's at home.
Oh,
He's streaming right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did say that earlier. I forgot that.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Maybe QWERTY's in the house, perhaps.
Should we have a wellness check done for Steve?
Yeah.
Yes.
He could be standing up on the other side of that bed, just showing us his,
Can you guys not hear his voice even through the wall? Him and his brother get so loud when they're gaming, and it's like sometimes you can hear it through the wall. So, Steve, is that you? Yeah. See,
Sonny, I totally understand that. It's like when soccer or basketball or even football is on here.
Yeah.
My husband will be so loud. Oh my gosh, he screams at the TV like they can hear him.
Well, it's a good thing, or else they probably wouldn't do as good if they didn't hear him. I'm playing.
I think he thinks that.
I like when people say they refer to a team and they're like we. Like I'm like, you weren't on the field. Like you didn't play.
Right.
I just want to see here. I want to see something. Okay. I am still the only person that has donated to Blaine's funeral fund. Do you know that? I am legitimately the only person that has donated.
On the GoFundMe?
No, not GoFundMe.
No.
On the Facebook page, you posted it.
Yeah, the fundraiser. Yeah. That's the one I just put in the link.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect to look at it and be that I'm still the only person that had actually.
Does it take a while to update, or is it automatic?
No, it's automatic.
I've not donated yet, but.
Yeah. Okay, come on, people. Come on, you loving people.
You might want to pin that to the top of the Facebook page, because what happens is it falls down and then people don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's.
We did already send over the little bit, the donations we received the other night through PayPal. We already did send those to Andrew directly. So for those people,
yes,
they have done something.
Yeah, we're not supporting the GoFundMe. We're supporting the funeral.
That's what I meant to say. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that wasn't for you. That was for the people listening. We're not supporting the GoFundMe. We're supporting for Blaine for the funeral and for his kids separately. Again, we're taking away from the drama.
Right. It's to help. It's to pay for the funeral expenses, which is what the family can afford to begin with. It's for Blaine.
Yeah. But what did Anna say? My estate is willed to addiction research. Well, You have an addiction to me, don't you, Anna? Even though I blocked you, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, all I said was that, the original intent of the family asking for anything was to help for the funeral expenses. And so we decided to donate directly to the funeral expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all that is.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, in the bio link, you guys, which has the merch site in it, and thank you guys all for all those people that have been buying merch. There's a lot of products out there. If you do want to support the channel and grab yourself a cute item or whatever, just so you know that there is some products there for Blaine, in honor of Blaine. So basically, again with that, that will as well, the product from the merch site. The profit from that will go towards the kids for Christmas as well. So that will be from It's a Crime and Shame. Whatever profit is from the Blaine's, I think there's 5 products. I think 4 or 5 products. So just know that that's for the kids. Okay. And it's in honor of Blaine, which I need to get me a Blaine mug.
Yes. And I will create something. I don't have a laptop right now, and you can't create anything on your phone. So that's the only reason that
Sonny can. Sonny, you can create on your phone. I know you can.
On her iPad.
iPad.
Yeah. So I looked at that last night for the first time. She told me that last night.
Adam just lazy.
No. I actually went into it and I looked at it and I was just, I would want something. I would want to make sure it was something.
Watch.
Wait a minute. Don't you
product?
What that?
Don't you have an iPad, Adam?
Yeah.
Yes, I just last night found out I could do it on my iPad because I've been trying to do it on my phone.
We're just excited to see your work.
Oh, I don't know if I'm that creative.
Laura, thank you so much. It means a lot. Just because this is for Blaine, it means a lot.
Sonny, I'll be making a donation over the weekend for his funeral costs, just so you know.
All right, $1 million. Oh, Laura. Private donor. I get it. Ixnay on the oxnay. I got it. Okay. Yeah. I just, it's so sad because Blaine should still be here, and sadly, and that overdose. I know, like Lisa said, he wanted to stay clean. He's been fighting to stay clean. Mm-hmm. But with Ashley being in rehab, it was probably a lot for him to deal with, in a sense, meaning if you don't have, what's the word I'm looking for, you guys? If you have no, someone there to look over you.
If you don't have support, if he had no accountability and no support.
Accountability is the word. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And addiction is challenging, and a lot of people don't understand addiction, and they can get judgmental with addiction. And I have the honor of mentoring people walking through that journey, and it's an everyday, sometimes minute to minute battle, second to second. A lot of people don't understand, and there's triggers. You could be doing good and something sends a trigger off, and sometimes people cope the only way they know how. It doesn't make them a bad person.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I learned a lot from Blaine because he was so open that other people that are going through it, very well, he could have, saved somebody just from being so honest,
Right. Yeah. And 1 second, Lisa, I take offense to that. I'm one of the best damn secret keepers ever. She's got like
she is, because I told her stuff and it's sealed. So
yeah, I'm just that way, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that's what you think.
Well, I heard I have to have Adam sign a gag order. I heard I can't trust Adam.
That's true.
Blowhorn. I talk a lot.
Adam's good.
I'm good at keeping secrets, actually. It's I know you.
Yes, honey, we're going to talk later because I'm going to tell you a couple of the newbies that were watching.
Sure, and but it's a secret. I'm not going to tell Deborah Adam.
Yeah, that's why we're going offline when I tell you, because I'm not doing it on open chat.
So Michelle, so I can't even know Michelle.
Hold on.
Seriously, I'm the only one of those two that keeps a secret.
No, that's no, Deb,
Adam,
you know
I'll
that's
tell
not
you,
true.
you dance for me.
Yep.
Adam, I've been begging you to dance for me.
Sure.
Go on, Adam.
I'll send you a cake and you jump out of it, all right?
Well, I mean, it would depend on who these people are.
Laconic, I'm going to drop the link again, please.
These are good newbies, okay? I promise.
Okay.
You know, keeping secrets is not good for a relationship, Michele.
Right. But I will say, to be honest, in all honesty, all three of us, if people tell us things in confidence, they don't go anywhere, and I will usually say to someone, can I share this with Deb and Sunny? And, usually they're like, you can tell Sunny, but not Deb, or you can tell. We all hold that very, very seriously when people, go out of their way to tell us things that they don't have to. That's not my business to tell.
Hey.
Other than,
Hey.
I mean, a few things.
Adam.
Yeah. What?
1 second, okay. Not to interrupt you, but I'm going to, because Laconic is asking a very important question. Laconic, I'm sorry that Adam just kept talking over me there. I was trying to interrupt him soon. But anyway, Laconic, there's two ways. If you're donating to the obituary, which is the actual funeral home, the Streamlabs just dropped that link. If you're dealing with Streamlabs for the children, that's send it to the PayPal. That's my PayPal. Okay, it's a crime and shame PayPal. 100% of that will go as well to the children. So there's two different ways. As for Lisa, she literally called herself out. Laura Doon literally said, Sunny, I just donated to the thing. So the only second person, considering I said that there was one other person, is a private donator. But she said it. So take it back, Lisa. Come kiss it. Take it back. Take it back. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, you guys, your turn. I said my piece.
Streamlabs is after Anna again.
Oh, that's what happened. And that's probably why you got blocked. It was Streamlabs that did it, not me. It's in the bio link.
Back off Streamlabs.
Yeah. When I type bio Laconic, it will come up with the bio link, and that will have everything. It will have a link to my Twitter. It will have a link to PayPal. It will have a link to the merch. So bio has all my links to social media and to PayPal, Stripe, whatever. I recommend PayPal because Stripe usually takes like 3. It doesn't really matter, but to be honest with you, just PayPal is instant, and just make sure you add about 6 zeros to the end of that. Thank you. Okay. That's it. Oh, hey, Metal Mama.
Yes.
Those people that you speak of earlier, are they still in chat?
One of them is. They're not in chat. They didn't go into chat, but they were newbies. That's why I had to have you start over, because they were just learning. I know. I'm sure that I'm so sorry that they had to listen to Deb and Adam's vocals over mine. But yes, one of them's still here. The others had to go because it's getting a little bit late for them. But we'll talk. I can't though. I'll get my ass handed to me if I make an announcement on here.
No problem. I just wanted to say to said person, I'm so sorry that I wasn't speaking earlier and that I allowed such blasphemy to happen there. Because I was just so busy trying to open my freaking lip gloss that I still couldn't get. Oh, I know what my issue is. Call me crazy. Some people do. I forgot to take off the plastic thing that wraps around new lip gloss when you buy it. So I'm sitting here like a freaking moron going, why isn't this thing opening? I'm trying like a towel and toilet paper. I'm trying everything. So
I'm still buying Lewis lip gloss. I'm buying Lewis. Yep, Lewis. I'm going to send it. I don't know. Maybe I can send it to Adam and he can forward it. But Lewis needs his lip balm when he comes on here.
Oh my God.
Now, I will say, as for your friend that had to go to bed, I understand that it's late in Georgia where Nancy Grace lives and she's got kids. So I know she probably had to get to bed tonight. So, good night, Nancy Grace.
So Adam, Oprah was one of them for sure.
Oh, look at there's Steve.
Nope, hey, Steve's not here. We don't notice Steve. Steve. Yeah, Steve. Actually, Steve will only accept you into our group again If you give us what's the word I'm looking for, you guys, giving us what's that word when it's a premiere, not a premiere, exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Hi, Steve.
I think first and foremost, Steve. I think you might want to speak to Laura June offline, or if you wanted to both come up and hash it out right now, that'd be fine.
Let them come up here. Let them hash out live. That would be great.
Thanks, Renee.
But Laura, we're team Laura.
Steve, are you back home, safe and sound?
To your friends. Oh, well, I'm Sunny, Steve. Glad to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
If every night is like the 2 bottles of wine they had that night, I could have served not many people tonight.
Who's this? Okay,
oh my gosh!
All of us, please.
And that Steve, I didn't tell anyone about you crying on the bridge.
Wait, did your name sound like that? Oh. Lisa, see who's the loose lip sync ships over here? All right, so Deb, go ahead and introduce us, please.
Do what?
Introduce us. Steve wants you to introduce me to your friends because this is your channel, and Steve wants you to do it because we're just newbies. Go ahead.
Well, Steve, on down the bottom we have the lovely, intelligent, beautiful metal mama Michele.
I'm gonna fart to that.
Nice to meet you.
Then we have Adam Aspen, Spinner Connor, confused man, doesn't know what his name is.
Well, yeah, just go at my whole name there, Deb.
Yeah. And up above we have the lovely, luscious, can't keep a secret, Sunny Justice.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Right, Lisa? Traitor. Fine. She's not exactly a Sunny lover. She's never like a lover anymore.
Did I just dox you, Adam? I'm so sorry.
Right. You can call me Aspen Con.
Yeah.
Adam.
It's just, yeah. You walk. No, he didn't walk the full bridge. Mrs. Steve had to carry him actually across.
I bet not. Mrs. Steve is like me. She doesn't like heights.
Yeah, and she had to work the drone.
Right.
But I do know that someone did walk across it with him, and it was not Randy. So I'm glad you had someone there with you, Steve.
He said that Mrs. Steve had a panic attack and told him he wasn't 20 anymore.
Is that when you were rappelling down off the bridge? Is that what happened when you're doing those backflips like you were talking about?
She was probably on hold with their life insurance company while he was walking.
Probably.
That's what she was doing. Absolutely.
He's like, we've got the $1 million life policy. Go ahead, honey. Run.
I've got the drone up on you.
That's funny. Yeah. I don't even know who's Lisa. I'm just skipping right over what you're saying. I see my name.
And Steve knows I'm just jealous because I wasn't there, so I'm just playing with him.
That's right. Hold on. Lisa knows exactly my post. The post that I put, it says, Sunny, I have every confidence that you won't keep my secrets because you weren't even listening to begin with. That's exactly true.
Lisa has no idea how often she.
Oh my God! We've got some comedians rolling in here tonight. Let me tell you.
I think I think sometimes I could be like, Sunny, I had a child today, and like 3 years later, she'd be like, you have a kid?
That's a lot of truth to that right there. I'm not even embarrassed to admit it. Yeah. So, Steve, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for the exclusive that you promised us. We appreciate you reaching out to us, as a matter of fact. And we'll be looking forward to this exclusive. I want to see the video of that. I got to see Steve crossing this thing.
I do want to see that too. I do. Oh, I do. I do too.
Yeah. You know, I just feel like all I picture, like no word of a lie, Steve, don't take no offense to this, but all I picture is Mrs. Steve doing laps around him while he's still trying to get to the end of the bridge. And she's like, come on. Like, I feel like I see her jogging, like, come on, honey, let's go. Come on, honey. Go. You know? And he's like, all nervous with his hands in his pockets and, not in his pockets, but more like, balancing out. Yeah.
What kind
Courtney.
of sandwich, Courtney?
Yeah.
What kind of sandwich did you have?
Yeah, gibberish. Yeah, it's a little harsh, gibberish. I like to call it like ake, nakne, and the
And Steve, if I was going to walk across that bridge, I'd want to walk across with the person you did as well.
Oh, but Adam's trying to keep a secret. I like that. Good strength. No, good strength. I like your agility on that one. Like just trying to not say the person. He's trying. You guys, he's playing head games with us, right? He wants to tell us, but he keeps great person.
You want to see the video of Steve that I have? Yeah. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's a XXX videos, Adam. That involves his handcuffs, I'm sure.
Well, Sunny and Adam and Deb, I just forgot to tell you, I will be going to Delphi in about a week. I'll be staying there a few nights. Yep, but I will not be going across that bridge. I can tell you that right now, because they are missing anher plank.
So are you going for the 29th for the swap that they're having?
No. I'll be coming in on the 30th, and then I'll be there for a couple nights. So I'm flying back east on Tuesday, and then I'll be visiting family and stuff, and then I'll be driving in there. Yeah.
Or is your family?
I'm not going to do the bridge. I can guarantee you that.
Because the 29th, the 29th, they're having a walk.
Yeah, I saw that, but I won't be able to make it in for that. But I'll be coming in on the 30th. I'll be there for Halloween.
Yeah.
Michelle, is your family in Indiana?
Night again, Courtney.
No, I have family in Philadelphia, Maryland, New York, and Jersey.
Okay.
And I'm just going to be I'll be driving from Maryland to go into Indiana. It's about, what they tell me, 10 hours.
8 hours? All right. That's about probably what it is from Charlotte as well. I think probably 10 hours, 10 or 11. Yeah. Maybe not quite.
But I was, the area, I want to, it's like looking for like retirement too, it just looks like a nice area.
What looks like retirement?
In Delphi or Monticello, around that area.
I don't know about Delphi.
Deb's neighborhood. Fishers.
Well, they have those beautiful, like, old Victorian homes and little vintage homes, and you don't get to see a whole lot of them out here in the desert.
That's true.
That's true, secret.
I'll be going on the trails. I just won't be doing the bridge. Yeah. I mean, I'll go walk up to where it is, but I won't walk across it.
Right. Lisa, that is one thing I don't think anyone's ever runway walked the bridge.
Michelle.
Yeah.
I think that if I start at the south side and you start at the north side and we start crawling our way, what do you estimate? About an hour and a half? 2
I got to make sure my life alert's charged up before I try that.
Yeah. Maybe
it's funny. Crawling. I don't even know if you could get me to crawl on that damn thing. I mean, there is another plank missing. If you go on there was an updated app I was looking at, and there is another plank on.
Well, did you not just hear me say that earlier tonight?
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. Yeah, there is.
You just didn't take my word for it? I'm kidding.
Well, no, I saw it before the show even started.
I'm just playing.
So, you guys sound like Sunny sounds like she has an accent to me. Do you guys agree or no?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Because she grew up in Indiana and then she moved to Canada.
I don't get it because honestly, I don't hear no accent because to me, I think that pretty much Americans and Canadians sound alike unless you live in the south side of the United States where it's really southern and stuff like that. But I feel like on the Pacific side, the only difference is that, we say a lot for sure. And we say sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
You have an accent. Yeah, I was born and raised outside of Philadelphia. So
Oh, okay.
Born and raised on the playground where she spent most of her days.
Go ahead. Yeah, come on, shooting up b-balls, whatever. That's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's right. Yep. Not bad. Hey, that's where remember Prince, what's his name?
Oh, that's nice. A lot of steel to catch us if we fall through.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. Makes me feel better. Now I'm going to cross it just for that.
Yeah, that's what I was singing, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with Will Smith, the Oscar puncher. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like him anymore. Sorry guys, I don't like him anymore. After he blacked out
punch.
Chris Rock, forget it.
Yeah, that was like the Jerry Springer moment. That kind of did me in with that. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys, I know that you guys feel like that's not attached to Delphi, but somehow it's going to twist in there, and we're going to wrap around and bring it. Yeah. Steve, without saying it, what? Oh, what?
You're fine. You're fine.
No.
No. I didn't know what I'd write. I didn't know what I had written.
What?
I thought I'd read something different. Sorry.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
We're listening, Adam.
Oh, Michele, can you say water? Lisa likes it how you say that in Philly. Water? Is it like water?
Water?
Water? And do what we wanna?
Do what we wanna? Yeah.
Water. No, do what we wanna.
How are you?
Now you're starting to sound like that psycho lady. Whatever her name was.
Just don't compare me to that woman on the movie Misery, please.
Oh my God! You're talking about something Kate or whatever. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Annie Wilkes.
Yes.
No. Oh, who?
Miss Wilkes.
Annie Wilkes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Misery, like the freaking.
Well, this is the character's name. But
yeah. But in real life, what's her name? Is it Annie Wilkes?
No, that's the character's name.
The character's name is
Kathy Bates is the actress.
Yeah, Kathy Bates.
Yeah,
she is an amazing actress. You guys, I'm sorry, we're just swinging around. We're probably at about a 2.
We'll get back to Delphi, I promise.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's all good together.
You know, Stephen King wrote that book, and you know who his dad. Do you know where his dad's from?
Sure, Canada,
Peru, Indiana.
What?
That was so close.
Yep,
I didn't know that.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
such a weirdo.
Makes sense now.
You see, you guys get all intertwined. I told you we were coming back to Delphi. Actually, yeah. Let's go. Anybody else? I think that we've probably, you know how we roll, right? We hit a certain mark, and then after that, it just becomes free for all topic. But is there anything else that actually, Michele or Deb or Adam, you guys want to talk about? Or in chat, is there anything else you want to talk about with Delphi? Besides the fact that Steve said he had solved it while he was out there. So I don't really, with our help, of course.
Yeah. No, in all honesty, I mean, I think that I think it's incredible that Steve went out there and took his own time and money to do it. And I know, and I trust that, and I know that he probably made some great headway into things he was looking into, and I'm sure he was a huge value and very valuable to anyone that he met when he was out there.
Yeah.
So, I commend you for going and doing that, and your wife for going and taking the time to do it with you. And I just hope you are. I don't know if you said you're home safe yet or not, but get home safe.
Laura says, Sunny, what do you need to get you at the bridge? Just send you a plane ticket? No, it's going to take a lot more love than just a plane ticket, Laura, to be honest. I'm very costly, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what. I will come to that bridge the minute I hear Keegan Dunker's name said. Slam dunk. Okay, that's when you'll see me at the bridge. Maybe before then. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. Steve, there is something in Atlanta I want you to go to in December if it's still available. I don't know if you saw the event they're having in Atlanta, but you and your wife should join me and come. So I'll email you about it if you're not aware of it already.
Oh, that event that you're going to, Adam, with Delphi or with Elsie?
I think Steve and his wife would be really interested in that.
Yes, it's right around the corner, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
is Steffa going too?
Steffa talked about possibly going.
Oh, did she? Yeah, that would be great for her. To be honest, she'd probably really enjoy that. Yeah,
and I want to know. And selfishly, I just kind of want to know someone there.
I know. As selfishly, Adam was saying, Sunny, shit sakes, why don't you live beside me?
Right.
Yeah. Email me.
I
Remember, I told you three, because of this channel, because of Adam, Deb, and Sunny, all three of you are the reason why I started watching Mr. and Mrs. Steve, because of you guys. And
I think
Steve's amazing. I mean, thank you. I mean, he's amazing.
Well, we like to help the little people out, along the way.
But now I just think it's really cool that you support other channels that have good facts and good research, good investigation. And I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for you. And I just want to thank you again.
Well, that's why we have no problem. Actually, do me a favor, Metal Mama. Type in the chat for just say hi in the chat or something, and then I'll mod you up. And for us, it's always about, if your intentions are good and pure and you're a decent human being, and we'll either mod you up so you can drop your own darn link in the chat, or absolutely, or Steve was one of the channels, that NCD was another one, actually, and Blaine was another one we were working on. And Paige Shirley, I don't know how much she's worked on her YouTube channel because she's been working a lot, but anyways, those were all ones we were helping to get to, like at least 1,000 subscribers. Do you know? Because after that, then they can soar in a sense on their own, but they'll always.
We kind of got Great You started too.
I don't want to be braggadocious too much, Adam. That was a little bit much. So, but anyways, it's always a pleasure to come across nice, kind, caring people. It truly is. That's why it's really nice that we can joke with you guys in here too, as well. And that people that have been following us, especially for a long time, or even the newcomers, but will understand that this channel is very dedicated to what it does. We care a lot about people. It shows, and that's just fact, to be honest with you, because anyone that has, a caring bones in their body and cares to do unselfish acts, I personally love that in people. It's very rare. You don't see it in the world often enough. So it means a lot to me as a person, and in my own personal life. I value my friendship very high, and it takes a lot for me to let you into my actual life, because I have to respect you and believe that you're not a fake, and that plus you have to, hit it off with the person as well. But I have a very high critique because, again, I don't need a lot of people in my life. I get fulfilled by my husband, and doing rewarding stuff like this true crime family, like Deb and Adam, they're my family, and the channel, the people that come in and like Laura Dunes of the world, and at True Crime Web. I'm just looking at some names I'm seeing now. I'm going to bypass Lisa's name because I can't.
Don't bypass Lisa.
But it really feels like I love coming to talk with people. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it when people are very respectful and they're just having good old fun, but yet being serious and asking questions about Delphi, and they're not trying to add drama to it. They're just trying to come in, have a good time with us, and talk about Delphi, joke around, and whatever. That means a lot to me. I enjoy it, and that comes from a pure place. So, So, I mean, like I said, Deb and Adam, I spend more time with Deb and Adam than I do my own husband, but that's fair because he likes to game, right? Like, meaning we're balanced, or we're good enough. Like, there's no struggle there. He does his thing, I do mine thing, but we love each other dearly, and we're happy with what we're each doing. I don't, you know what I mean? It's better than sitting on a couch doing nothing for hours. We could be outside doing stuff, I suppose, but I find this more rewarding, to be honest with you. So, that's exactly what Deb was just saying. That is
I love to see the care and the love just in the community, of course, in the chat, but Adam and Deb and you, Sunny, I mean, the love that you share for those girls, for Delphi, and what you do for them, I just, it's commendable. I really appreciate all three of you. I really do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It really is.
That's so sweet.
Thank you so much.
It doesn't
I feel it's you guys are really amazing. Really.
He said, "Let me in."
You can come in right between my legs. for $20.
Wow. Wow.
I bet you that $20 goes up to 200 after that comment.
As long as it has a 69 in it. No, just kidding. Thanks. Courtney, Courtney's making me laugh because the dude literally says, I'm going to bed. Then comes back and says, well, you know what? I'm just going to come in here because I'm having a sandwich, but I'm still going to bed. And then Courtney never even laughed, did you? Like, you literally didn't leave, did you? Thank you very much, Courtney.
Courtney's the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Like Courtney, yourself too, you, Michele. It's really, really nice when you can, instead of always talking about Delphi because it can become very heavy, it just take the break from it and just joke around with each other because you can do that. It's not disrespecting anybody because you're allowed to have that balance. You need that balance. If you don't have that balance, it's too heavy on the hearts. And it like for right now, like we've had, this huge loss to us of Blaine, and it helps distract from the thought that I know that he's gone type of idea. Right. It's just distraction. So having laughter and that, fills the heart, fills the soul, but it's nice distractions to be able to laugh with each other, but still know that you're missing,
Michele gifted a membership.
Thank
you, Michele. You're so sweet.
This has been a big comfort this week to even do lives and, come in and talk and, spend time with people.
Right.
Yeah.
Because honestly, me and Adam, especially because I know Deb was sleeping and she had a lot going on in her week. Yeah. So there was many times that me and Adam were just like literally, Adam would be like, you up? And I'm like, actually, yeah, I couldn't sleep either. There was quite a few times in this last week here that me and Adam were just talking because, like I said, Deb had her soccer stuff going on, cooking a ton, stuff like that. So me and Adam just struggled sleeping. I don't know if Deb, did you struggle sleeping at all? Like just to ask you, because we never did ask.
Yeah, I think I said that first night when I closed my eyes. I literally saw a vision of Blaine in white, and he had a beautiful smile, and he looked at peace. And yeah, it's been like that all week. I was up probably 4 times last night. I don't know.
Deb, I think Deb, if there'd be nothing better in the world to get for therapy than to get to hug those little babies like you did today, though, Deb.
Yeah, it was fun.
Your grandchildren.
Well, it was just my grandson. I took him out to shop for his birthday. He was so precious.
Yeah.
He was. I think I told Adam this. I'm not sure, but I took him out shopping, and then I took him to lunch, and he wanted to go to Five Guys, which is a hamburger place. And so in the car, he said, "I'm going to have a cheeseburger. What are you going to have?" And I told him a hot dog. When we walked in, now this little guy just turned 6. He walks right up to the counter and says, "I'm going to have the cheeseburger and she will have the hot dog." He ordered for me like a little man.
Aww.
It was so cute.
But who paid?
So adorable.
But who paid? I'm kidding.
Yeah, me mom paid, right?
If the 6-year-old pulled out a wad of cash, there would have been a problem.
Yeah, but it was just so sweet. He's a doll. He's a doll baby.
Aww. And then the pin dropped.
And his birthday party is Saturday.
Oh.
And your husband's is what?
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mine is Monday?
No, Sonny.
No. No.
The glorious month of July is past.
Right.
But people are already counting down till the next cancer season.
I about choked on that.
Yeah, that's so precious.
I mean, why else do you think they have Christmas in July? Is to celebrate the cancer.
I know. Yeah. So you guys, just a reminder again, we're going to be having Christmas. Christmas. I'm ahead of myself. I love Christmas. I'm so sorry. We're going to have our Halloween party on Halloween. It's not going to be no heavy thing. It's going to be fun. In a sense, gamey, it's going to be fun. I mean, I know that we're pretty boring most of the time. So we're gonna pump it up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna have some special guests on. And yeah, it was, it's just going to be a fun night, to be honest with you. So if you're not doing anything, come hang with us.
We thought it would be really scary to have, like, the guest list is going to be Joe Louise as Above So Below. We just thought we'd have the spookiest people possible on that night.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure that Rick Stein volunteered his laugh, to be honest with you.
I'm playing.
Yeah. Oh, no. They actually got back to us, like we RSVP'd them. And yeah, it was amazing how fast they got back to us to say
no plans.
Yeah, no plans. I got nothing better to do than to come, sit on your guys' live. Absolutely. And we appreciate that, actually. It's people like that make a difference.
They're not invited to my party.
Yeah. Parties in my pants and they're not invited. Exactly.
Oh, Sonny.
Well, according to your husband.
I knew it was coming.
You know what, Deb? Don't you need to go somewhere, actually, Deb, right now?
Who digresses now, Deb?
Yeah, I feel like you're the party pooper, Deb, not me.
Oh, you're the party pooper.
Oh my.
Let's not go there.
Look at Adam's face. Oh my God.
Oh, I forgot I was on camera.
Back to Delphi.
You can read what he's saying. He doesn't even have to open his mouth. You can just tell by his expression. Awesome.
So yeah, I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything really. I've already done a live today.
You have. You did a short and an afternoon live. How long was your afternoon? 4 hours?
Deb, come on, Deb. You know I can't do 4 hours. I think it was 3 hours and 59 minutes. 3 hours and 56 minutes. Something like
You've
that.
been busy. You've been a busy girl.
Well, yeah, because Deb, you were with your grandson and I was at work. What else was she going to do?
I know, right?
I'm just playing.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to come on tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We loved it. You're a natural.
Are you leaving us? Because that will be the last time you'll ever come on if you say that.
We're honored. We're honored.
I'm still here. I'm still waiting for Adam to jump out of a cake.
I don't have a cake.
Oh.
Twerk. Okay, well, just start taking your clothes off now.
Yeah.
No, I promise you, no one wants to see that. And
Poor Adam.
Adam, no, you're wrong about that. I feel like you have an audience of yourself in here, to be honest with you.
He doesn't realize that he's very popular with the ladies. And I'm an older lady, and I think you're adorable. There's nothing wrong with telling you that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he realizes it. He works that room.
He works it. You ever notice when?
Thank you. I'm undeserving of it, though.
Oh God!
When he does
stop, Adam. You are a really, really nice looking kid. You really are.
Oh, you called me a kid. Thank you.
You are a kid. Trust me.
Make me blush.
I really don't feel like I need to add to Adam's ego, to be honest. So I'll just leave it at that.
Sonny, who's the most self-deprecating person you know?
Silence.
I'm always loving the comments on Adam. Like there's times I'm in chat and ladies will be like, "Oh, Adam, you make great eye candy," or "Adam, you're looking so good and hot tonight." And I'm like, "Is he not seeing these or what?"
Oh yeah, he sees it and replays it.
Sonny and Adam are spelt so similar. Honestly, it's just one vowel away. But they're so similar. A lot of people don't realize like they make typos and it's like, they're really thinking Sonny, but they type Adam. I get it.
Remember, Sonny, Adam's song is I'm sexy and I know it.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows it.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Is that the one?
That's my
cover. There's a guy that does a heavy metal cover for it, and I sent it to Sonny a while back.
The take off the shirt, that's my song. Yeah, I'm the one with the big boobies.
Adam,
I am the most awkward, dorky person in the world in person that you.
I want to meet this QWERTY person, okay?
I always call it. I have a whole term. It's called "I carried a watermelon" because that's like That's the part in Dirty Dancing when she walks in.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, I carried the watermelon. So anytime I'm in a social situation, I'm like, I carried a watermelon.
Dirty Dancing
I just
movie.
don't have
Yeah,
any-
Dirty Dancing when she said, I carried the watermelon.
Yeah, that's my go-to phrase.
I've watched that show so many times. Please
You
put
heard
Steve
it-
Sunny Punches on live,
Yeah.
Sunny, so we can have a question and answer. I don't know. I don't know that Steve wants to come on.
Oh, yeah, that's
He has
probably
he's
terrified
working on a
after-
video.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
Yeah, he said Saturday night. He
Yeah.
was good.
Because we're almost at the 4-hour mark. Holy shit, people, you guys can talk.
Wait, so you put in an 8-hour day today.
I know.
Ernie, that's a good idea. I like Steve. He does really good methodical answers too when you ask him questions. He's very detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's coming on here Saturday. You said he's going on your show?
He's on his own channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? Let's see. You guys got anything else to talk about? Because we'll probably time to wrap it up, I suppose.
Nope.
Other than me wanting to meet QWERTY because he's telling Adam to take it off.
Hey, QWERTY, are you actually legit going to meet up with Adam? At Clinton?
I offered Cordy when you were here, when you were going to Lake Norman this summer, I wanted to meet up, but you never got back to me.
She was playing shop, obviously.
That's because he doesn't want to end up in a cage in your basement saying it puts the lotion on.
Yeah.
You really give me enough credit to think I would know how to operate a cage or have a basement. Most condos don't have basements.
I can see the headline on Reddit tomorrow after this. We're done.
Yeah.
I can barely figure out how to get my own, like in my own front door sometimes.
Yeah. And if you guys, let me do this one more time. If you guys haven't given a thumbs up, could you guys give us a thumbs up? Yeah, I think that this one deserved a thumbs up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can choose the thumbs up or thumbs down. It's up to you, but I feel like it's a thumbs up today. I'm going to drop Blaine's obituary. I'm going to type Blaine again for that. Okay, you guys? So that's going to bring up the obituary. So if anyone wants to donate for the funeral home, and I'm going to do the bio link one more time. And the bio link is if you want to make a donation to the kids, or you want to go to the merch site and purchase something from the 4 or 5 things that I made for Blaine for the children. But this also will let you follow me on Twitter. Like I said, we need to start adding like whatever Adam and Deb's. Deb, don't you have what's it called? What's that site called, Adam?
OnlyFans.
Yes, OnlyFans. Deb, what's your OnlyFans link? I really need to add it to the bio.
Very funny.
Is that the title of the page?
The sad thing is,
that's the title of the page. Very funny.
Yeah. My husband truly feels like I could make a lot more money off of that, so they don't call me Money Justice for nothing. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna have my dibs and everything right there. OnlyFans site, here I come. When it's ready, I'll put it in the bio link to go with it. But anyways, no, the bio link has the merch. It has follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, follow our Facebook page, and the PayPal, the merch site, and whatever else is on there, to be honest with you. Kudos to Cop Facts. His questions led to some interesting data.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, kudos Cop Facts. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Kristen was in my live earlier. I thanked her for all of our bracelets.
Yeah, I think so too on our show the other night.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to figure out how to make one for Karina.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you can just get on that, Jenny, that would be great. We need some Karina. I don't even I'm amazed that these drop ship ones don't have the bands. Like you think, I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big market, those things. But anyways, so did you talk? Did you see Cop Facts there, Steve?
No, they just emailed.
Yeah.
Which
makes me feel better because if he was there and I missed him, that would have just broken my heart.
You know,
I did remember. I told you.
I know. In my heart, I was like, I'm going to walk in and I'm going to see Steve and Andrea and Purdue and her husband. And then I'm going to look around the corner and Fax and Gonzo are going to be there.
I got that confirmation. I got that confirmation he wasn't in town. I was like, Deb, don't.
They tried. Steve tried. He couldn't get there.
I have the most amazing pictures that you guys, well, Deb and Adam have seen them, but I have the most amazing pictures of Gonzo and Fax on the bridge. And
you showed us that. That's
well, but I haven't showed the public it because I can show those.
But that was from earlier this summer,
Yeah, I need the. I just want the permission. But Fax on the bridge. Oh my God! Brrr. It was just. It's just.
I love the one. I love the one that's one of them standing on the ground looking up at the bridge, because it really gives the scope of the size of that bridge in a way I've seen it before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's not an angle you get from a lot.
Yeah. You guys good? Are we good? Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll be here tomorrow night. So yeah. We got other things to talk about.
What is tomorrow?
Friday.
Oh, it's Friday. So don't forget, you guys, Sunday will be Blaine Nelson's tribute / donation to the family and the obituary. Right. It's a special honor for Blaine. So I know, it's really sad, but I do hope people come to it, because most people they only want Delphi in the title and stuff like that. But, Blaine, I always think of when he saw the cryptic note and we were going over it with him. That's one of my best memories, actually, too.
Right.
But anyways, so Sunday will be about tribute, and we'll have some people on as well. Mrs. Depp's in the house. Oh my God, I didn't know Johnny was remarried. When did this happen?
Well, I went to see him last night in Indianapolis. His band played in Indy last night.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I think tomorrow night. I mean, of course, we'll talk about what we're all going to go over. But I know there have been some updates and a few other cases that we've talked about that we just haven't gotten around to this week.
Yeah.
So I know that's one thing we can touch on. There's been quite a bit about Quentin.
Yes.
And a few other things.
Yeah, that's a sad story.
Yeah.
So we will probably. I mean, unless either of you have a specific idea. I think we'll overview a lot of other things. So,
what's that?
Sounds good.
What's this mean though? Contact at Chasing Truth to see my pics of the bridge. Is that like, what's the outside? Is it
Chasing Truth?
It's a YouTube channel, yeah.
Yeah. She went to Crime Con with Greg Hughes. They did those videos.
Oh, okay.
Walk around. That's Chasing Truth.
I don't know. I'd have to see the channel, to be honest with you. I don't venture out of my.
No, I know. I remember. I've not watched it either.
I feel like it sounds familiar. But anyways, Metal Mama Michele, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure actually having you. I think it was a great discussion. We'll do it again if you don't mind.
You guys have been great. I appreciate. Everybody was very hospitable. I appreciate all of you.
Oh, well, just wait till you leave, and then we're going to talk.
No. I was excited to get to talk to you, but I do want to know who these people are.
Well, I can't just post that online, obviously on live chat, because I would definitely that would be getting my ass handed to me. It would.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
privately. So anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much. Thank you for all your love and care. Again, the donation button or the bio link is in the description of this video. If anyone still wants to go check out the merch or make a donation to the PayPal, that's 100% for the kids for Christmas time. Yeah, so thank you for your love. Cordy, freaking generous dude. I don't know what to say there. That's just
we love you, Cordy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this. Obviously, no, I'm not even gonna say it, but obviously, I'm not working and stuff like that. So, just so you know, those little extra things do help, because I hate the pressure of my husband. But in saying that, this is so rewarding that it's like I'm willing to take a bit of the knock back a little bit in order to be able to do this more full time. Because you know what, I've never been a money person, even though people want to say money justice. Money's never been my forefront of my thought of anything. I just like to do things I love. And so I just want to say your donations tonight were to the extreme, and we appreciate it very much. The channel appreciated it, and we just want you to know that. Okay.
And we're just glad to see you back. We've missed having you in our chat, period.
Yeah, I no, that's what it's like Lisa. Cordy's got his jokes. Lisa's got the jokes. Jenny's got her jokes. Other people, whatever. Even Steve's got jokes. Steve's got a lot of jokes. When he's away from the wife, Steve comes out to play with us. Is what happens there. But anyways, no, I truly appreciate you guys. Right, guys? We appreciate all the love and support for the channel. Again, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow night. And other than that, we bid adieu. And thank you.
Kisses.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
So much.
Bye. Take care. We're going to go find out who those people are.